isn't a co-commentator. Big Wiggo. You did. Your phone rang a fair few times before too. And welcome everyone on Duff TV, Southern Football League. And we're now the first weekend in winter. Top of the table, New Norfolk versus the up-and-coming Dodgers Ferry. Dodgers Ferry having a battling win last week. New Norfolk coming off a week off. It'll be interesting to see how they go today. However, really exciting. Duff TV, Southern Football League in the Valley of Love. And we've got some wonderful sponsors that are going to provide us the stream live today. Look at that hotel. This is the wonderful Star and Garter.
Star and Garter Hotel.
Yeah, look at that on High Street there in New Norfolk. Maybe has seen some pretty interesting days. And also Banjos is our other sponsor for today. So thank you to the Star and Garter Hotel in New Norfolk and to Banjos in New Norfolk, who are helping us bring today's live action for the Southern Football League round match of the day here in the Valley of Love. And we had a wonderful trip out this morning with the Duffettes. We all crammed into the Duffette mobile. We had an extra Duffette come along for us today to provide some support for some extra filming that Matty Smith, the New Norfolk coach, wanted. But we're all set here. Wonderful sunny conditions. My name is Aaron Peachy Roberts. And unfortunately, we don't have a commentator to assist, so you are stuck with my voice for some period of time. But I think Mr. Martin Duffy will chime in. He can see the action from the grandstand there, in quite a few people up in the LW Hepper stand enjoying the scenery. But in the ruck, it's the former Essendon ruckman Laycock, as we'll see New Norfolk Eagles going left of screen. The umpire is about to launch the ball into the turf here at Boyer. New Norfolk versus the Sharks, and we're away as the ball's knocked down, tapped away, picked up again. He goes, Ross Wardlow goes onto the far side of the ground, and we've got Clifford. Clifford releases, fine Horn. Horn's got a little bit of space and a little bit of time. He's really going to go short here, but it's cut off. And the Sharks have the ball back. The ball's knocked out to the far side of the ground. It's stuck on that side. In Norfolk now running it out is Horn. He's going to go onto his left foot, deliver the ball up to the half-forward flank. Going in hard there. It was Clayton. He can't win it. Chipped in and forward. And is that a mark to Ross? No, he can't get it. The little William Leach medalist. He's won a couple. He'll be keen to get involved. Goes in for a second tackle. And the Sharks have a few numbers here, and they should be able to bring it to the grandstand side of the ground. A little bit of space, lots of space here at Boyer Oval. There's a lot of room long as that ball goes up to centre wing. Two Shark players here. Going in hard was Morgan. Morgan unable to win it. Cusack in there as well. Tackled hard. Is that high or is that a free kick? It's going to be a free kick. Good tackle. New Norfolk with it. Centre wing. Hassett with it. Hassett can go to the middle of the ground. He just decides, or he's going to go long. He decides to go about halfway, but unfortunately he's turned it over. And the Dodgers Ferry players have got numbers everywhere. The ball kick goes up to the big guy there at centre half forward. Not one down there. Couldn't quite get his hands on it, Young. Young goes in again. It's picked up here. Popped in the back. Needs a wheel around to his left foot is Young. Young goes forward. Ball didn't quite travel the 15 metres. And in Norfolk with Hassett, still a bit of pressure on there from Bullock. Bullocking his way through. There's Young again. Young needs a squeal around to his left foot. Delivers the ball to about 15 metres. But unfortunately, the kick just a little bit off. And it's picked up there by Daly. Now the ball on the outside here. Numbers. Wigg delivers the ball short. Finds a very handy set of hands in Wigg again. He delivers the ball up to
Might be
Ross.
Downfield, is it?
No, is it down?
Mark.
Yeah, no, it's a mark. I think it might have been downfield. I heard the umpire below the whistle. He's now called play on, so Ross is going to have to chip the ball into the forward pocket. There's numbers there, and unfortunately the big hands of Gardner couldn't get his hands on that one. In fact, there might not have been Gardner there. And it's gone over the boundary line. No score. 2.5 minutes here on Duff TV. Star and Garter Hotel and Banjos are our sponsors today. And New Norfolk Hotel there, that's an old signage. I reckon it's had a few bangs over the journey. Storming through, Ferry players everywhere. But unfortunately, McAdam, George, unable to get that one away. A new recruit to the Sharks this season. He's just sort of a bit of a utility for the club. Going over the top. Hands down by Richmond. Unable to win it. Going in hard again was Belcher. He's probably going to have a big day today as well. In there is Tyson. Isel. Is that a free kick? I think it is.
Good to see Roger Belcher is still playing
He's
Aussie rules
very
footy.
good
Must be a fair age now.
He's got long service leave, I'm pretty sure. The kick was probably a little bit misdirected. And the Dodgy boys, they have the ball through the middle of the ground. They've got a couple of numbers here, but pops over the back. They're on. Unable to pick it up. Ball steps in there. There's lots of players around the football. Going in is Clifford. He can't win it. Now it's popped out the back. Man free in the pocket. And Ross, I should say, Young has got it.
Lovely build-up.
Right forward pocket. A little bit of extra pressure. And they had an extra player around that Dodgers Ferry. And now Young will have an opportunity to have one shot on goal in the right forward pocket. Around about 20 metres out. Just in the sunshine. The large trees as he spins around onto his left. He wanders around. Poor checking. But it's gone to the far side. And that's the first score. Dodgers Ferry are away here. They're one behind. Norfolk are yet to have a shot on goal. Just a recap this morning, or I should say this afternoon early. Norfolk in a very entertaining reserves game got up by a couple of goals over Dodgers Ferry. Now that one's kicked out. Not being able to mark was Barwin. Dodgers Ferry players, numbers around there, but it's going to be cleared here. Bullock's in there, not being able to win that. To Ross, that's Patrick at Variety. Tips the ball wide. Nice bit of run out there is, I think that was Rainbird. Or in fact, it was Wig. Changed his number for the start of the game. Tips the ball to centre half.
Lovely lead and mark.
Great mark.
What a beautiful day for football it is up here. You should see a lot of this today. The ground's in perfect condition.
Laycock running forward and takes it on his chest.
We'll get a replay on that. That was just a beautiful couple of moves there by the New Norfolk Eagles. And ball's come down here to the big fella here, Aaron.
Yeah.
What would you expect from this man today?
Well, he's kicked 12 goals for the season, Laycock, and a good player when the ball's forward. He's not a bad set shot. Probably not his forte, but he's played a lot of football, had some sore knees. He's played for a few gloves. Bernie tried to get him back for a game this week, for a game coming up. Laycock kicks for goal. Think it's just snuck in, it has. And the Eagles are away with the first goal. Laycock kicks it. He adds to his tally of 12 goals for the season. And it was a nice passage of play from the far side of the ground. We might call that the river side of the ground. And Laycock delivers the first goal for the Eagles, and they're away pretty much from coast to coast. And the Eagles, top of the table, undefeated. Week off, they would have enjoyed last week. Maybe a bit of fishing, a bit of paddling up and down here, the Derwent River. Maybe they whip down to the Starangata for a palmy. I hear their pavlova is very good. Laycock wins a tap. Look out. Here goes Belcher. Belcher delivers the ball forward. Punch clearing. Good play there. The big mitt. Ross might pick it up. Belcher's in there again. Going in hard's Murphy. Murphy might be able to win it to the ground. Probably taken high. Is he going to get a free kick? Maybe not. Bullock doing a bit of argy-bargy there. Just pulling one of the Norfolk player off the ball. And we're going to have a throw in on the far side of the ground here. Boyer Oval, 6.5 gone.
Who we got in the ruck here for Dodgers Ferry?
Yeah, I think that is, might
30.
be McAdam is there. I think it was before. No, maybe not.
Got a number 30 there.
Yeah, McAdam, I think.
He's got a big day against him here against the, what is Laycock, 201 centimetres?
Yeah, he's about 14 foot. His shoes, they've had to actually mould 2 shoes together to be able to fit it onto his big feet. Laycock rends it out. Sneaky. I like it. The ball's won out here by Wig. Ball goes delivered backwards. Wig was set up for that little passage of play. I reckon they have practiced that on many occasions. The left, the right arm from Wig. But it's going to be a free kick here to Dodgers Ferry. They're on centre wing, just in front of the Norfolk dugout. And the ball's delivered up to half forward. Not a lot of players there. Is that a mark? He punched it in the air and he wanted it. He ordered it and he got it delivered. In fact, it's going to be against him. Might have been a push out. Anyway, Dodgers Ferry are going to win the free kick. It is. And the ball's going to be delivered to half forward. There's a man out here all on his own in front of a couple of chaps there, just in front of a ute, enjoying the sunshine here in the Valley of Love. But that ball's chipped off by Gunter, and he's going to relieve it for Norfolk. He delivers the ball to the middle of the ground. That's good play. Finds Ross. He's had about 5 touches already. Continuing on, he's got such great energy, and he's able to get from contest to contest. And he's also got an excellent kick. Not a bad delivery. He was trying to get to Heron. Heron came out from the centre wing. He was disappointed, probably a little disappointed only a few moments ago, where he didn't win the mark and the free kick went against him. And we're on centre wing as we see the players with their hand over their eyes on the far side of the ground. just try to prevent themselves from the last bit of sunshine we might be seeing here in the Valley of Love before the winter gloom and the Jerry comes down for the next 3 months. Eisel, the Nathan variety.
Both teams up and about here.
Good start to the game, definitely. We're expecting Dodgers Ferry to push New Norfolk. New Norfolk will certainly go in as favourites for this game. And at the moment, quite an entertaining start. It's been a couple of nice patches of playing. Pretty much even, just that one Laycock goal being the difference. 8.5 gone here in the first quarter. 1 out. Oh, that was a sneaky handball. Nice work by Wigg. He's had a bit of the ball. Wigg and Ross early for the Eagles have been fantastic. The ball's tipped down there. It might be 1 out by Scott. Going in hard was Murphy, and he wins it out. Murphy's been good. He's already been involved in a couple of big punches. Now, the ball's wide of the ground here. Wigg again. Eisel. Eisel goes wide. Goes to Styles, but it's turned over. And George McAdam kicks the ball up the centre wing. Not won by anyone in particular, but Morgan should have a bit of space, and he delivers the ball with a handball. This is a build-up which is good for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks, but some nice defence by Daly. Knocks the ball to ground. And we're going to have a ball up around about 40 out from the goal here.
Looked all right a couple of times moving the ball forward, don't you think?
They've looked really good in the middle of the ground. I think just New Norfolk, just feel that sometimes when you have a week off, just that arousal levels to get up in the first few minutes of the game is just off for them at the moment.
They've actually had 2 weeks off. They had the rep game a couple of weeks ago where all their players were unavailable.
So the Star and Garters had the Norfolk Eagles in there for about 2 weekends.
I think you're right.
Enjoying some palmies and whatever other delicious things they've got in there. Now the ball's 1 out here to the middle of the ground. Lots of space everywhere as Clayton goes in. He can't win it. It's gone out to Scott. Can New Norfolk get a build-up going here? They've really only had 1 solid passage of play as Nathan Isles wins it. He gets it out to Horn. Horn's defensive side of centre wing. He's really only got a handball backwards to Styles, and he wins it again. Couple of handballs. Wilson now. He's back into this side, delivers the ball with his right foot. Always good and always delicious to Zig Garden. Always will go on his left foot as well. Wheels around. It's not a good kick, though, and it's going to be chipped off. And the Ferry boys run it out through the far side of the ground. That's a good kick. Can they build up? This is where they've been dangerous, Dodgers Ferry. They want to deliver the ball up towards their man in there, but it's turned over again. Unfortunately, Eisel wins it, and he gets it out to Gunton, and it's gone over the boundary line here. Early starts. 2 shots on goal, 1 for New Norfolk, which was Laycock. Dodgers Ferry had a shot on goal, wasn't able to get it through. 5 points of difference here, just under 11 minutes gone in the first quarter. Laycock in the ruck. The ball gets punched down. William McAdam on that occasion wins it. Gets it all over the cross. Gets it to Horn. Horn can't get it out. He's going to go in again. Horn does a good job. He wants the football. He's not going to get it, but he's going to prevent 3 Shark players from winning it. And a good job there and stopping it, which has been the attacking side of the ground. Defensive side for Dodgers Ferry, but a good job then from Horn. Just holding that one in. Laycock comes into the ruck. He's still going up against McAdam. McAdam may have won that one. He got his front position. Going in is the other McAdam, George. He can't win it down. Lays a tackle. And we're going to see another boundary line. And you can see Laycock sucking in a little bit of air, trying to get his lungs full with a little bit of oxygen so he can go up again.
Umpire Hollywood right in front of us here is got the ball there, just throws it up. Umpire Hollywood there.
Yeah, okay. Ross again. Ross gets away with a handball, moves it forward. Dodgers Ferry have a few players. Zeke Gardam gets taken high. Yes, he does. And I think he's going to get a free kick, and he does. He'll be around 40 metres out. Zeke Gardam played for a few clubs. A little run, the boy from the coast.
Get a replay on that one. I think I didn't quite see what that was for.
No dramas. He got taken on his left shoulder. I don't have a massive problem with that, I don't think. As a player, and some of the old boys here, just the left-hand side of the grandstand, probably would think that's a bit ticky touchwood. But when you're going for the football, you're down on the ground. I think we like to see the umpire blow the whistle and give that as a free kick. So Zeke Gardam lining up from around about 45 metres. That traditional big drop. The ball's gone very high in the sky. It's marked on the bound, right on the goal square.
Might be Clayton, I think.
Yes, Clayton with his tats on his left arm. He's got the liniment rubbed in.
Around.
Took about 40 minutes for a group of people to rub the liniment in. Clayton, as he kicks one, and New Norfolk have got a couple here in the first 12 and a half gone at Boyer Oval.
Strong mark, strong player, very experienced. Been around a long time, young Clayton.
Young Clayton, yes.
Oh, he's still a young man compared to myself.
I just like the little turnaround here. Let's see us on the replay. Nice high five. Happy with that. New Norfolk have got a couple, Clayton and Laycock. New Norfolk 2 straight here, 12. Dodgers Ferry just the one behind, but they're very much in this game.
Oh, general play, they're right in it. They look like a very fast side and got themselves up and about. Heath Barwin and a few others back at the club this year.
McAdam winning that down. Laycock might get it on the ground. Bit of a push out there. Nice job. Numbers around the ball, New Norfolk. Is that another high tackle? No, it's not. The umpire's going to say he's going to launch it back into the air.
So we call him Umpire Hollywood because he's very charismatic and one of the most popular umpires going around in the SFL.
Well, I don't think we need to be any more charismatic with an umpire with their high-vis outfits they had on. Now, there's a free kick here. Or is it going to be a ball? No, free kick to Dodgers Ferry, middle of the ground. Slightly attacking side. As we just get a vista there of Boyer Oval, fully in sun. Now, there's another whistle. Is there a down free kick for a hold? Right in front. Yes, there it is. He's just explaining it also with a little bit of Auslan there for the fans out there who can't hear him. Holding the man. Free kick to Dodgers Ferry. And the big man's going to have a shot on goal. He's had a couple of chances. This is going to be a big kick to keep Dodgers Ferry just in touch here. New Norfolk have got a very good record. And it's Young directly in front. 20 metres out. Strides in. Kicks on goal, but it's gone to the right. Costly misses. And quickly releasing is Wardlow. Wardlow delivers with a short kick. That's not bad. He's going to get it back here, Wardlow, with some hands of Styles in between. But some good defensive work there from Dodgers Ferry. There's Young again. He wants to get a respite. Ball's going to pop out here. Quick shot on goal. It's going to be short. And the ball's going to be repelled by New Norfolk here. 2 goals to New Norfolk. They've got a good start, but Dodgers Ferry very much in it as Banks Smith on the far side towards us. In fact, just in a bit of shade near the wickets of the cricket ground. Dangerous kick, but not bad. Finds Clifford. Clifford, they built up really well. They did this in the reserves, New Norfolk. They built the ball and really structured from the back half. They like to play a possession game, control the ball on the wide expanses as Heron goes wide. Heron's kick good, finds Wardlow. Wardlow's had a bit of the ball. He's been good.
It's a splendid ground, isn't it? I love filming up here. It's just nice and wide, and it's always an open football.
Yeah, look at
very much like Cardinia Park, long, deep pockets, not actually wide.
Very long ground here as Zeke Garden tries to find a short kick. Is that a push out? It is a free kick. And that goes to Eisel, Tyson variety. He delivers to the middle of the ground. Finds Nathan. Nathan Eisel now. Delivers the ball to centre half. Oh, look out. Just swallows the ball.
Young Clayton.
Clayton again. Clayton's kicking into the forward 50. Can't get it away. And the ball's going to be released from Dodgers Ferry. For how long, not so sure. Now, Dodgers Ferry are good here. They've got to kick a couple extra numbers. It was Barwin. Barwin can't get it. Unfortunately, there goes Clifford. But there's going to be another push out here and a free kick to Wilson. Caden Wilson, very talented football player, former North Hobart player. He hasn't got a lot of options here, around 55 out from goal. Always use it well. Laycock. He gets the mark. Goes into the turf. Squashes his face into it. Sniffs Boyer Oval. That's how much he loves it here. He might not be sniffing it in a few months' time as the Jerry hangs on the oval for about 4 weeks. But Jason Laycock has the footy in his hands and he's going to line up around about 25, 30 metres out as the umpire shielding the sun from his eyes. And big Jason Laycock, the former Docker, the former Don, the former Signet boy, 30 out, trying to slot the 3rd goal for New Norfolk. Another good build-up from them. They're probably dominating the last couple of minutes. Laycock kicks, gone to the right, and it's through for a minor score. New Norfolk with their first miss there. 2-1, 13. Dodgers Ferry with the 2 behinds have had 2 shots on goal, and they'll be disappointed with that last one from Young. They could have been very much in this game, and they are very much in general play as they're setting up here for the kick out from full back. The ball goes wide, going for McAdam. He flies, can't quite win it. Oh, push away, barrels it forward. Another opportunity for Laycock. He can't win it. Wilson's in there as well. Gets around a couple. Sneaks out of the phone booth. Pops onto his left foot. That's a sausage roll. And New Norfolk have their 3rd. Smooth football from Wilson. And let's see that on the replay. On the left boot, a little sneaky snap on goal. And New Norfolk with their 3rd. And they'll be more than happy with that. 3 goals, 1-19 here in the early part of this game. 18 minutes gone here at Boyer Oval.
Well, they just made the most of their opportunities, haven't they? I mean, looking at the inside 50s, what do you got there, Aaron? I'm guessing it's probably about 6 to about 4 at the moment,
Well,
so
it's
pretty even.
8 inside 50s for the Eagles and 7 for Dodgers Ferry. So just in general play, they've had a couple of nice passages, but just unable to maybe just be accurate in front of goal. A lot of space in that forward line. They've got some dangerous targets up there. All right, Norfolk win it out again. Here goes Wardlow. Wardlow's been good. Wardlow delivers the ball to Wigg. Wigg's been handy. Bit of a push out. Yeah, nice work from Murphy. Just using a little bit of body. Played that one from behind. Now, Minty delivers a lovely sweet play by Minty. I've been waiting to call him all morning, or afternoon, I should say. And the ball's now the back half as one of the Duffettes is being partly amused by a very bad pun. Ball goes up to centre half.
Nice grab.
And that's a good, strong mark.
Haven't seen Kane Waller today, is he?
No, he's not playing today, Waller. Big loss. There's a nice mark. Coming back over the top. And Norfolk try and win it out here on this side of the ground. A bit of a call for ball. Going in was Daly. Daly can't win it. And now it is Young. Young's got it, far side, 22. Nice work from McDermott. McDermott shot on goal. That actually could sneak through. We went at the last minute. Bounced to the right and through for a minor score. So their third miss. Unfortunately, Dodgers Ferry. And the score indicates it was a goal, and they would have liked a goal, I reckon. Ball's out here to centre half. It's gone over the boundary line, right in front of the Shark bench.
Bit of humour going on next year there.
Yeah, look, there's all sorts of stuff going on here with one of the Duffettes. He's doing a tremendous job, though, volunteering his time to come down here to the Valley of Love. Ball's thrown in, centre wing. McAdam over the top, probably wins his fourth touch in a row. We've got a thumbs up. The score's right now, 3-19. Well done. Clearing kick, not good enough though, and it's won here in the back half by the Eagles. And the ball's moved to the middle of the ground, finds Horn. That was a nice play by Gunter. He's had a couple of good defensive bits of work. That's a bit of a wobbly pasty, but it might work. It goes out to Clifford. Clifford in the middle of the ground, running through Boyer nicely. Lots of space. Gee, look who's miles out by himself. Number 30. And the ball's cleared now to Clayton. Clayton delivers the ball wide. Gets it out to the forward 50, and Laycock unable to... Oh, don't tell me Laycock. It's got the easiest of goals. Norfolk have 4. Jason Laycock crumbing one off the back of the pack. And that was disappointing drop. Dearie me, Murphy would have been angry with himself. He's been good so far with his body work on Laycock. He's certainly more agile and more able to cover the ground. And Laycock was probably just cheating then as he ran around the back. Ball popped over and he slotted his second.
They just look as though they're panicking a little bit in the back half there at times, and I think that's what sort of happened there, don't you think?
Yeah, possibly. The sun is a bit of a factor here in the first quarter at Norfolk, just mainly when it comes from the grandstand side of the ground. On that occasion, probably should have marked it, but hey, we miss him now and again. A big miss, though, from Murphy resulted in an opportunity for Laycock, and he's kicked his second. 4 goals, 1, 25 to 3 behinds. And we're away in the middle of the Boyer Oval again. Is that a high tackle? Should be a free kick to Young, and it is. The umpire slapping his right shoulder, and Young has a free kick here. Middle of the ground. Now he's got a couple of players out here towards the scoreboard side. It's not the best of options. It's going to be repelled pretty quickly. Murphy is out there. It's won by Cusack. Cusack gets it on to Bennett. Bennett's delivery is not great, and it's going to probably sneak over the boundary line. Might be just kept in. Quick kick over towards Bullock, and it's gone over the boundary line on the full. So that ball was kept in and maybe it shouldn't have been. Defensive
pressure of Norfolk, very good coming out of the back
first
half,
10 minutes,
very clean.
First 10 minutes a little flat, but they've certainly lifted here in Norfolk, and they're doing what they do here. They're spreading the ball, not necessarily going down the middle of the ground, playing that very structured style of football, and Clayton's got it again. He's getting a bit of space, and he's had a man change at the moment as Murphy's gone to him. That's not a great kick, but it still might be one out here. Can't be won by Wardlow, and gone over the boundary line here. Forward pocket. Sunny here in Boyer. Valley of Love turning on the weather here. First game of winter.
Need a goal, Dodgers. 4-1-25, 3 behind.
What do you reckon, Duff? Left-hand side of the ground's usually the scoring end here at Boyer Oval.
Oh, gee, it's a long time since I've been up here. I can't remember.
Laycock wins it out. Finds Ross. Ross runs around in circles like a spaniel trying to chase his tail. The ball's delivered at the back. Long kick towards goal. Got the numbers. They don't win it out though, and it should go over the boundary line. Zigardum on his knees. McAdam was in there for Dodgers Ferry. Good opportunity, but some good defensive work. In the end, just bombing it high, not necessarily the best method with that extra player in defence here, as they've just moved a few cards around in Norfolk, I should say Dodgers Ferry, and have changed a few things. Going in is Young in the ruck. Won by Laycock, snap on goal, but it should result in a rush behind it. It is. And Norfolk score creeping up now. 4 goals 2. 26, 3 behinds. Dodgers Ferry. Long raking kick. Laycock's won it again. He's having a little bit of a picnic here at the moment. Chip short. Lovely play, Laycock. Not called. Is it touched? That's remarkable. Shot on goal. Is it another one? It is. The Eagles have their 5th. Tremendous football, defensive work. And in the end, a pretty comfortable goal. I think that was Patrick Ross, was it? May just have missed who kicked that shot on goal. I think it was Ross. And another one to the Eagles. 6. 5 goals 2, 32. Gee. Dodgers Ferry 3 behinds, and now it looks
ominous.
Very, very dark here for Dodgers Ferry. They've travelled all the way from the east, and after 10 minutes of pretty solid footy, the schnitzels from the last 2 weeks that have been eaten by the Norfolk boys have now cleared, and they're running away with this one early. Now the ball's being won out here by Norfolk.
So much space.
Lots of space. Wardlow has a couple of bounces, loping away to 50. Wardlow delivers a ball to the forward 50. Clayton can't grab it. Kicked off the ground by Gardam. He can't win it through. Pushed off. Nice play there. Got to kick numbers here. Look out. It is Belcher. Belcher gets tackled. Holding the football. Nice work. The Minty does a great job, and he'll release it with a handball. And can Dodgers Ferry find a little bit of system and a bit of play? Now the ball's delivered up to McAdam. McAdam wins it. Defensive side of centre wing here. Goes long. It's going to have to climb high was Hassett. Hassett can't win it. Now he gets it down. Quick kick onto his left foot, but it's not good enough. And Laycock just playing behind. Scrubby old kick. The turnover's where you get football, but there's another bad kick. Unfortunately, it's going to be turned over again, and Clifford's got it. Delivers the ball wide to the far side of the ground. They've got a couple of players on. They've got players everywhere here in Norfolk. Gets out to Ross. Ross with about his 19th kick. And the big arms going up. Number 30. He grabs it. He's going to have a shot on goal here. Probably a little too far out, maybe around about 50 to 52 metres. Nice set of hands.
We haven't got a name on the late.
No. Late change. We might have to just check that one. There's the siren. Shot on the siren. And it's fallen short through for 1 behind. And that is quarter time here at Boyer. And after a pretty even start in this Southern Football League game on Duff TV, Norfolk got their things running in the end. Laycock looked present up forward. Clayton got them going. Ross was magnificent in the middle. So was Wilson. He got a little bit of the ball. Wardlow was great. I liked Weeks' work. Belcher too was very handy, and some good defensive work for the boys from Sharktown, from Shark Park. Young looked like he could have got a couple of grabs up forward, just moved in and out of the game a little bit. McAdam tried hard, both of them. William in the ruck. Bullock was probably one of their better players. They just didn't find that system through the middle of the ground, which they had for the first few minutes. And Norfolk with the early lead here in this big clash at Boyer Oval. Duff TV, and we'll go to a quick break. Boyer Oval, quarter time. New Norfolk with the early lead here in the Southern Football League. Just a quick wrap up. The reserves game. New Norfolk getting a couple of goal win in the end in what was a really entertaining game of football. Around the grounds, Claremont versus Brighton. Huonville are taking on the two Blues. Lindisfarne. Sorrel v Hobart. Hobart opportunity for their second win of the season. Sorrel struggling at the bottom of the ladder. And Signet with the bye this week. New Norfolk have had a couple of weeks off. They've spent most of their time at the Star and Garter or down at Banjos, which is our broadcast has been brought to you today. Thanks very much for those wonderful sponsors. The Star and Garter Hotel. I think there's a couple of Star and Garter hotels in Northumberland in England. I might have wandered into one many, many years ago. And Banjos, where they make what I think is some pretty delicious stuff, getting the pastry items there. But it's New Norfolk early. It was a pretty good first 10 minutes. Laycock got the first goal for the Eagles. Dodgers Ferry were able to win the ball and swing it back and had a couple of shots on goal. Unfortunately, though, they lost their opportunities, and then New Norfolk started to really get on top with Ross and Wardlow and Wigg. Wilson started again the action, and then Laycock was dominant with 2 goals. A little sneaky one out the back. A bit of cheating going on there. And he also had a set shot missed as well. He could have had 3 to add to his tally, and then Triffett on the goal on the siren had a shot from around about 50 out, and then he was unable to make it. So we're about to resume play. Some big games around the state. We'll give you an update at halftime and some other scores. New Norfolk Eagles here at Boyer, a strength to the Southern Football League, and we're all about to start the second quarter. McAdam wins it around. It's won by Godden. Godden trying to go in hard for Dodgers. Quick punch out of the ground. Gardam's in there. Will he win it? One out then by Cusack, I should say. And it's going to be held up here, right in the circle. And we're 20 seconds in here. How's it looking out there, Duff? Oh,
beautiful. Absolutely perfect conditions. There's no wind at all. Small crowd, unfortunately, but let's just hope Dodgers can come back, make a game of it, because we were looking forward to this one.
Well, here's their opportunity. Right on call there was Kennedy. He goes in again. Maybe got holding the ball. It's called a throw. Bullock, unlucky. It was a good tackle. And New Norfolk with the ball, defensive side of the middle of the ground. Horn, left foot, Laycock. Well, there's a mismatch there. Wowzers. Laycock now delivers the ball right into the forward 50. Running in now, number 16, and slots a no. He's missed. Wigg right in front, had an opportunity to get New Norfolk further out in front, unable to dob that one from 20 metres. He had a lot of time.
Big let off.
Oh, wasn't it ever? Is that something that New Norfolk need? I think they need something to get a little bit of run going. On the far side is Scott. Scott delivers the ball up to centre wing. Now this is kind of where Dodgers have kind of let themselves down. Donohue's probably his first touch. He's an important player, and unfortunately his touch didn't have a lot of magic, and it's gone straight back to the opposition. Ball's popped out here. Well, he's about to go the wrong way there for a second, Godden. Now he wins it, kicks up the centre half forward. Should be a good battle here. Clever little perk by Young. Young can't win it.
Oh
wow, going in was Clifford.
Gee.
Wow, pushing him back again. We're laughing because that looked like a pretty obvious free kick. That's okay, umpires make mistakes. Guntner in there for New Norfolk. And one out by Wigg again. Wigg goes up to centre half. Here's a bit of run and magic down the far side. Clayton with his right boot delivers the ball into centre half. None able to win it there. And Dodgers Ferry should repel. Can they repel effectively? This is kind of the problem for them. They get out of centre half forward and they're unable to get it any further. Kennedy now taps it in front of himself. He goes in then to make a tackle. Horn has it. Horn goes backwards, and that bit of classy structure. Can they sneak out of the phone booth? They can. The ball's delivered up to centre half, but it's all Dodgers Ferry. Donohue over his right shoulder, and it's a bit of back-to-back stuff. That's directly into the sun. It's won by Kennedy. Kennedy now, but he's got no one as Laycock. Just wandering around the back half there, doing all what he wants.
You've got to stand next to him, surely.
Well, I'm not really sure, but there's Murphy now. He was on Laycock early in the first quarter, and now they're at opposite ends of the ground. Oh, it's popped out the back. Here's another flying opportunity for the Eagles, and another one.
Oh, take it right back there, Mr. Replay Man. I mean, Laycock was just all on his own.
Is that Wigg? Wow. Wigg and Ross combining, and New Norfolk have their 6th goal. Look how easy that was. Wigg strolling in.
Up and about, aren't
Didn't
they?
miss that one.
I really don't know who's going to be able to match this side on their day. Probably Lindisfarne, Claremont. Dodgers Ferry sitting 4th. There's a big gap between 1, 2 and 3 from what I've seen of SFL this year.
There is a big gap at the moment between New Norfolk and Dodgers Ferry. The gap is 37 points. 3.5 gone here. Second quarter at Boyer Oval. Sun shining in the Valley of Love. Can a bit of sun start shining on the performance here? McAdam onto his left boot. Wins it out. Another clearance, but they're unable to really get going forward. Kicked off the ground. Maybe get an entry into their forward 50 here. Wardlow should be able to win it here for New Norfolk. On the ground. That could be holding the football.
No.
Lots. Is it? No, it's not. What a bad call. Wardlow gets up.
Good call by umpire Hollywood.
Hollywood in there again.
I think he won an award last year. Might have been for the best umpire in the Southern Footy
really?
League, so well deserved.
Lincoln Ross did a good job then. And then the other number 7, the counterpart, is Nathan Eisel, but its ball's gone over the boundary line. And McAdam will hand it back to the umpire. We're attacking side of centre wing here under the forward flank, left-hand side of the gown. The LW Hepper stand side here at Boyer Oval. So Laycock should be able to win it. Two-hand tap, nicely done, into the hands of Horn. Horn gets tackled, the ball into the ground, and he gets a free kick. Bit of screaming as Lincoln Ross for Dodgers Ferry had that one go against him. Now the ball goes over the side here. Horn was good then. We've got a few numbers in the middle of the ground. Styles, sloppy looking kick from Styles. That might not even go in play. It's gone over the boundary line. Heron couldn't get to it. And out of bounds. New Norfolk, a little sloppy then.
Do you think that man will get out of his car? And
well, there's a couple of chaps over there enjoying the sunshine. I reckon get out and come over to this side of the ground. Sample, I think the Savoy, or I think the ham roll, got some good rating from one of the Duffettes. Head over and grab a beer possibly as well. Come to the other side of the ground where the action is. Anyway, throw in. Lurking at the back, there's Banks Smith. Won by Dodgers Ferry. High kick. Numbers everywhere. Wardlow nearly sneaking one over the top. Couldn't quite win it. Ball's pulled to the ground. Good tackle. Dodgers Ferry, at least they can manage to keep the ball inside their forward 50 just for a little bit of time. Heron gets up, but unfortunately, it's one out the back. They're winning free kicks as well at the moment.
Very good coming out of the half-back line as well. Very clean.
This is where they've been very, very good, New Norfolk. Back half of the ground, they've been able to just soak up a little bit of pressure. And although that was good play from Godden, he's starting to get into play. He's working off the back half nicely. In there's Cusick. Cusick delivers the ball up to centre half. It's not bad. It's won now by Bullock. Bullock into the forward 50, looking for Murphy. He's moved forward. Stopping throw. Shot on goal for the Eagles. And it's, no, I should say shot on goal for the Sharks. They got there first. I was so used to calling New Norfolk. I got that one wrong. And there's a first goal for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks. And did they need that one? I think it was
totally needed that one.
Desperate. It was Minty, I think it was, who stormed through there and kicked that goal. And the Sharks are away here, away from home. They've come to the Valley of Love, and they've finally got their first goal. Murphy, in fact, it was, kicking the goal for Dodgers Ferry. And Dodgers Ferry, at least they've got something happening, a little bit of belief, bit of movement, and some good defensive work. Then by Godden. Ross wins it out for New Norfolk, delivers the ball to Wardlow. Wardlow marks it. Centre wing. High. Languishing kick. Oh, nearly legged. Free kick. Young just giving that one away. And it's been won here. The ball's chipped in forward. Goes to Wardlow. Wardlow for another running shot on goal. But at the last minute, it's punched through by Minty. And he cops one in his cheek. And the ball's gone through for one behind.
Looking so dangerous, aren't they? Coming out of the middle. The little terrier playing on ball, Nathan Ross.
Yeah, Ross is.
How would you match up on that kid?
You don't.
He's not a kid anymore.
He's 1-2.
He's probably about 30 now.
1-2 best and fairest for the association. Tremendous play. Cusick now back half for Dodgers Ferry. Delivers ball in. There's Ross. He's going in again. He's just everywhere. Maybe there's more than one of him out there. I'm thinking there might be two of him. The ball's delivered. Is there a free kick?
Got a free kick here to Dodgers. Didn't see what that was for. The amazing thing about Nathan Ross, he's 5'3", but he's so strong.
Very strong.
Does not shirk an issue.
All right, so free kick for Richmond. Richmond gets it out. Going in is Godden again. He's been pretty good, Godden. Winning it On the ground is Bennett. And there's that young fella with a wonderful surface haircut. Some different styles, the mullet in New Norfolk and the floppy surface hair. And that's gone wide of the ground. Finds Young. He's on the run. That's a good delivery into the forward 50. An opportunity now for Dodgers. They need another goal here to get something working for them. The scoring into the ground. Falls into Lincoln Ross for Dodgers. He kicks towards goal. Is it going to sneak through? I think it's kicked off the ground. And they've got another. 2 in a row for the Ferry. And are they back in town, Duff?
I think they're back in town. I think it's the scoring end down there. Don't tell me why. It's a flat ground and there's no breeze. But anyway, so this is Lincoln Ross in front of us.
Yeah, he was good then. Lincoln Ross with the delivery into the forward 50, wobbled through, and then the kick off the ground. Opportunist, but you just got to be in front, and that was Richmond with the goal.
He's got to be related to Nathan, doesn't he? I mean, it's very similar.
He does look, he moves similar as well.
I think we'll do some homework on that one.
All right, so McDermott with 1. I should say Richmond with 1. Might get confused. You might think we're watching an AFL game. I keep calling Richmond's name. McAdam in there, won by Laycock. Big tackle. Ross has got it. Oh, look at the grit. Delivers the ball forward.
What a player.
Far away here. This is the lovely football that we love. Oh, but it's chipped off. Unfortunately by Scott. Scott now has a little bit of time. Slightly awkward kicking action. And he's kicked it onto the far side of the ground. It's got by Kennedy. Kennedy can't win it. McAdam gets tackled. Nice tackle on him, but it's going to be high. And a little bit of disappointment there from Eisel, who thought it was a fair tackle. The umpire didn't agree with him, and he blew the whistle. Now goes up, finds Godden. Godden's starting to have a bit of presence off half back. He's just being able to play a little bit loose, and he's had a couple of defensive punches, and he's now winning the ball. Kicked up forward into the hands of Richmond. Can't win it. He kicked the last goal. Cusack with a long handball into the forward line. Gunter in there, should be able to win it. That's a high tackle. Probably would have thought that one was a little over the shoulder, but the umpire didn't blow it, and should be relieving pressure here by Nathan Eisel. Goes laterally. The ball on centre wing here at Boyer Oval. Delivering to Gardam. Gardam gets a free kick that was given away, and Minty just a bit sticky there with that one. And a free kick to Zeke Gardam. Defensive side of centre wing. Grandstand side of the ground. That's a nice kick. Over the top. Look out. Wardlow running forward. He's his 5th delivery inside forward 50. Is this Triffett? I think it is.
We've got a bit of a running joke at Duff TV. Has there ever been a game of football that we have not filmed where there's never been a Triffett from New Norfolk playing?
Yes.
They brought him in especially.
There's some.
Just for
I
us
think
today.
he changed his name on Wednesday. He's changed his number anyway. Right forward pocket. Kick on goal. It's swinging back around. It's going to be close.
Whoa.
Not close enough. I reckon that went straight over the umpire's cap. He was right behind the goals. I reckon that was swinging late.
Umpire Mark Holmes just right on that.
He was. And unfortunately, one behind. That was pretty close. There was a bit of clapping in the goal square, trying to sneak one. Not the case now. The ball's on the defensive side of centre wing. It's Cusick now. He's probably going to have to go up the line. That's really his only option. On the far side of the ground, the town end. Nice delivery. Finds McAdam. That's in the William variety. There's 2 blonde McAdams running around today. He has no idea what to do. He's going to probably have to pop a handball over to Young. Young onto his left foot. That's not a great kick, and it's going to be cut off here by Heron.
Poor result.
And you could see there was no ball move. McAdam wasn't sure what to do. He was indecisive. And I think on those occasions, never kicked the ball long. Anyway, McAdam in there again. So he's got it. One out by Young. Young with a quick chip. That's okay. Has it gone the distance? Maybe it hasn't. The ball in the middle of the ground. Dodgers Ferry with a few numbers here. Trying to work out whose that might have been. Siggins? No, it's not Siggins, in fact.
Poor.
And that's another turnover. Another turnover going forward. And the Eagles away. Ross onto his right foot. Grandstand side of the ground. That's a nice delivery. The ball's now high. Looking for Trefford. The punch from behind from McAdam. And he should win it out with a quick kick. But it might be coming back with Clayton's lurking out there. The ball's on. Oh, it spills it, unfortunately. And copping some advice was McLean. A few fans up there in the grandstand having a frosty.
Around us, just having a good time. And not a bad game that we've got in front of us.
Great game of footy here, Duff.
Around, and unlike that rubbish that we see on the box these days. Great being at the local footy here in the SFL.
I want to see the chippy, and I want to see the man who works behind the bar just bash it out in the football field on a Saturday. And Saturday afternoon footy, we're at Boyer Oval, Duff TV. And it's Ross again. Left foot this time. It's great delivery. Oh, Horn has it. He's around 50 up from goal. He probably can't make the distance, and he's going to go short.
Oh, poor.
And that's just horrible checking. Horrible checking. And Banks Smith with the long sleeves will have a shot on goal.
So players not playing for Dodgers. I haven't seen Siggins.
Nah, Siggins is not in today.
Oh,
he's a big loss.
Big loss. And Waller.
So two of their quality former state league players and genuine quality, both Siggins and Ross, I think Siggins and Weller have represented Tasmania in representative footy. However, it's a big shot on goal to put the margin out from 45. The kick is probably going to be a bit short. In fact, it's not. It's to the near side, and it's one behind.
Umpire Holmes, the very theatrical goal umpire in the SFL, won the award for the most theatrical goal umpire at the umpires' dinner last year.
What does that look like, that award, I reckon? Anyway, it's Cusack. We'll have a chat about that maybe at half-time. Cusack delivery was quite nice to Bennett. Bennett with a shaved head goes in his right boot. Unfortunately, the big mitts of Jason Laycock takes a comfortable mark. He's got a man in the middle of the ground. He's going to have a bounce here, Laycock. He doesn't know what. He's got so much space. He delivers the ball high. The forward 50. Going up is Gardam. Takes the grab. Will he wheel around onto his left? He's nearly compulsive. He can't turn right. It's the opposite to Zoolander. He doesn't know what to do with the ball. Holds on to it. It's a couple of leads. He now pumps the ball. The forward 50. Oh, nearly marked. Unfortunate by Wig. He's been precious. Running through his Ross. Holding the ball, umpire. And that's exactly what happened. And unfortunately, Ross is getting a bit of a touch up there from McLean. Probably a little unnecessary. McLean's had 2 kicks so far, and he fell over the boundary line. And Ross has had plenty. In fact, we can't keep the tally going. That's how much of the ball he's had.
Oh, that's poor.
Oh, horrible kick. And it's found Wig. Centre, I should say, forward 50 entry. There it is. It's just all a bit too easy at times. And it's going to be another shot on goal, as Murphy was unable to make the spoil. Tight spot here, just in a bit of the right forward pocket. Norfolk on top. Dodgers Ferry with a couple of goals this quarter. They've been getting a little more forward entries. Kick on goal. That's sneaking across to the far side and punch through for a minor score. And the score builds for New Norfolk. They're on 44. Dodgers seem a long way behind at the moment, Duff.
Yeah, but back in there in general play. What is it, 2 goals to 1 in this quarter, isn't it?
They've certainly been much better at being able to get scoring. That's a nice mark.
They need another couple low leading into half-time.
Cusack's been good. He's got a lot of work to do. The ball's been down there a fair bit. Oh, what a horrible kick.
This has hurt them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just been turnovers. They've actually probably won the ball. And Cusack, I should say, Clayton now, kicks the ball high, long. Laycock can't quite win it. It's going in there was Richmond. Unable to win. The ball's pushed forward. Lots of players around the ball. Won by Murphy. It's going to be a flying shot on goal. There's another one. No, it's not. That's 2 in a row he's missed. To the right-hand side. And another minor score.
Got blood, I think.
That's a big loss. Ross going off. That's maybe the only way they're going to stop Ross at the moment, is plant a bit of blood on his face and yell out to the umpire.
So you were saying earlier on the Burnie Footy Club made an attempt to get Laycock up for a match. I mean, what act of desperation is that?
A little cheeky.
Get him in for a match.
I think there was some communication via the Advocate and the Mercury. I don't think either the Burnie president or the Norfolk president actually communicated in the end. Just somehow communicated by a couple of chaps in a pub. Maybe at Greens. I think that burnt down a few years ago there in Dockerland. Anyway, it's one over here by Lincoln Ross. Ball slipped to the middle of the ground.
Oh, he's dropped a couple, the big fella.
Yeah, he didn't look really that comfortable going in for it. That's okay. That was young on that occasion. Kick off the ground. Good smother. That ball, Bullock trying to do it. Didn't do a great job. And now here go New Norfolk. Is that Clayton onto his right foot? There's a ball in the forward 50. The ball's going to be chipped off here, and it should run over the boundary line. And it's out of bounds here. 17.5 gone. Second quarter, Duff TV. And it's the Southern Footy League here on a very sunny day, around about 15, 16 degrees. As we're enjoying the action here, live streaming on YouTube.
On the Telstra 4G network.
There it is. Quick kick forward. Chance for Dodgers Ferry. They should be able to clear this one. They've got a few numbers. This next kick is the key. Probably could have gone with a handle on that occasion. Is it going to be turned over? No, it's not. Chance now for Hassett. Hassett gets a handle over.
Heath Barwin.
Got it on his right boot. Delivers in the forward 50. Another drop mark. Is the sun being a problem? That was Bullock on that occasion. And in Norfolk with the numbers through Wardlow. Wardlow now. But he's going to be turning it over. Wardlow goes short. Now it is...
That's Barwin.
That's Barwin. He's been pretty good. He's had a couple of touch-ins. He's made a few clubs.
They call him the journeyman.
Yeah, what's that? More clubs than a... yeah,
he's done the Michael McGregor.
The ball's on the far side of the ground here at Banks Smith. Kicks the ball forward, finds Wilson. Wilson copping one a little high. He wasn't happy with it.
I think if you're a decent enough footballer...
he pegs it back. And it's going to be a free kick to McDermott.
Yeah, if
McDermott goes short.
We'll come back to that. Keep going, Aaron.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for that, Duff. You just do the camera work, mate, and I'll just talk away here into the microphone. All right. One here by New Norfolk. They've got numbers around the ball. That's Horn. Horn gets it out. Another tackle. Dodgers Ferry just need to hold it in here, and they've got a chance. Here they go. Kick to the top of the square, but New Norfolk players are everywhere. And it's gone through for a bind. He didn't really have any options forward. The ball was turned over.
He's 35 metres out. He sort of put it to the hot spot. There was nobody there.
Maybe he couldn't make the distance.
Come on.
All right, New Norfolk with the ball. Nearly 20 minutes gone here in the second quarter in the Southern Football League 2017. Sunny conditions, and we're enjoying it live here. Ball in the back half for New Norfolk. Dangerous kick. Gee, that was a dangerous kick.
Geez, they're good at this though, aren't they?
They just hold the ball really well, and they're able just to structure things around and keep possession. They're not afraid to go backwards, New Norfolk, and they can do on a big ground. We wouldn't be able to do this at the TCA ground. Here's a chance, though, for McLean. Still one over the back. That is Belcher. Delivers the ball wide. It's kept in play here. Can it be one? There's a big tackle. That was Young going down. And the umpire's going to wave it on and call a free kick. One by Cusick. Cusick delivers the ball up to half forward. Dodgers Ferry just need to make sure that this neck kick, do they go aggressive? Maybe direct the ball into Barwin. He's in the middle of the ground. Now the scrubby kick, and it's turned over.
Yeah, they just don't seem to have the class, do they, have New Norfolk?
Well, it's
really
the structure,
matters.
and there's some good pressure. They're pushing up players, New Norfolk, and this is where they like switching the play.
Look at this.
They've got numbers out on the grandstand side of the ground. There's numbers everywhere here for New Norfolk as they're going to run it out comfortably. The long kick now to the middle of the ground, and this is where they're going to have to hold it up here. Wardlow again, wins it, gets the ball onto his boot. It was good pressure there from Richmond, couldn't win it. Hayden in there as well for Dodgers Ferry.
And
the umpire said, holding the football? Apparently it was. Horn unlucky. Free kick to Godden. Back half for Dodgers Ferry. They'll have a breather.
We'll get our replay man onto those. Because that just looked like a ball up to me.
I think just literally just sort of sat on him. There's a replay anyway. The ball's moved up here to centre wing.
Here he is, the old man, Heath Barwin.
Barwin again.
Coming out for about his second or third possession. He's been quiet today.
Yeah, he's been all right. The last 4 or 5 minutes, he's at least getting a few leads. And unfortunately, Cusick just unable to get his hands on a couple of the balls. Is coming forward. Zeke Gardam on the far side of the ground, linking up some nice kicks. It finds Wilson. Wilson now starting to be a bit of a presence in the half-forward flank. Is that another mark to Clayton?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Clayton going to have his third shot on goal. He's already kicked one for the Eagles in the first quarter. You can see Laycock there in the replay calling for it in the middle of the ground. Probably wouldn't have been a bad option. Difficult kick to see that on the far side to get it onto his left foot. And now Clayton, 22 minutes gone. He's going to be kicking from around about 48, 45 metres in the shade. Strides in, and now he decides to run around it. No Dodgers Ferry players there. The kick goes high. Has it snuck through? And the umpire says it has. The Eagles are right on top now. They've got the last couple, and they're extending their lead here at Boyer. And it's going to be hard work for Dodgers Ferry. Duff, what's it like down there? Is a few more people coming to the ground?
I don't think it's increased at all, mate. It's probably only about 300 or 400 at the game today.
Bit of a foregone conclusion sometimes, isn't it, Boyer over the last sort of 10 years. They've played in 9 grand finals in Norfolk since 2004. So, and 6 of those they won. So they're so used to maybe winning, a little bit like Clarence in the 90s, and some of the fans maybe don't turn up anymore. They just expect to read the paper on a Sunday and see a New Norfolk victory. Laycock taps it over, running through the middle. There are plenty of numbers around the ball. There's Horn. Horn's had a little bit of touch. Laycock gets it back again. Goes the ball wide on the far side of the ground. Lots of numbers around Horn again, but could be win out. And nice work by Donahue. Donahue kicks the ball long to... Oh, they just don't really just keep breaking down. It was Morgan who just dropped another mark, and Morgan's been okay, but just the hands have been a bit loose. Anyway, Nathan Isel getting tackled. He can't win it. Goes in again. There goes Morgan. Morgan wins, but Laycock strips it out and just wants it a little bit more. Can New Norfolk press up? And they can't. And it's going to be a Dodgers Ferry ball. Young in the middle of the ground here for the Sharks. He's called to play on. Chips the ball wide to the far side. And can they get a little bit of run through Morgan? Morgan holds it up. You have to make a lot of work then, Morgan, to try and get onto that one. The chip in. Godden can't get it. Now it's been one here for New Norfolk, and they're going to release a little bit of pressure and drive the ball forward, but not far enough. And Murphy gets the mark, and maybe nearly 50 metres. Now Murphy has McAdam on the far side of the ground in the George variety. George has a little bit of space, and he's going to kick long, and that's not bad. This is better. So they've got a couple of extra players here, Dodgers Ferry.
Oh, it's ugly.
But Hayden's kick just wasn't good enough. Still a chance for Kennedy. Kennedy, he's going to get this onto his left. He didn't look that comfortable, like a 15-year-old on his first date. And just all looked awkward. And the ball's gone over the boundary line around about 50 out from the Sharks' goal.
I think I went on my first date when I was 15.
Yeah. How did it go, Duff?
It was awkward.
Yep.
Didn't know what to do.
Well, her indoors is here at the game too, the very significant other Duffette doing a bit of filming, so hopefully she can't hear that. Ross has got it, trying to sneak his way out. Can't find too much space there, and it's won by Bullock. Bullock delivers to centre half. Got it now, taps it in front of himself. He's been pursued by Wardlow, and that was just enough
in the right
for
spot.
Banks Smith to put a bit of pressure on it. And here goes Clayton again.
How good is he, Clayton?
Oh, he's fantastic. He kicks up to Garden. Garden should win it, and he does. Wheels around quickly onto his left. Gets a good kick up to the forward 50, and it's dangerous. I'm going to have another shot on goal. No, we're not. And that is half-time here at Boyer Oval, and New Norfolk are on top. They certainly kept a little bit quiet. 5 goals in the first quarter. Norfolk stemmed the tide a little bit, but they got a very substantial lead. Dodgers Ferry certainly fought back into the game, but just constant pressure from people like Ross and Horn through the middle of the ground. Nathan Isel at times was good. And unfortunately here, Dodgers Ferry got a fair deficit. Half-time here, 51-16. Goal kickers, there's a couple to go. Laycock. Clayton's been in there. He's got one as well. They've kind of spread their load, unfortunately. And here comes Big Matt Smith just coming out and giving some instructions to Belcher. It's New Norfolk here with the early lead. Comfortable lead as they're dominating this match here at Boyer Oval, as New Norfolk 51 plays Dodgers Ferry 16.
We'll take a break. Be back here at Duff TV just a few moments.
And it's halftime still here at Boyer Oval. We are live on Duff TV. The Duffettes have been frantically making sure they're watered and fed to bring you the next half of football here at Boyer Oval, New Norfolk versus Dodgers Ferry. And it's been a very, very tidy start. And we're proudly brought to you today by the Star and Garter Hotel down there on High Street in New Norfolk. And also Banjo's Bakery Cafe in New Norfolk, thanks to our sponsors and some delicious goodies. I don't know if that latte art technically comes to the New Norfolk one, but hey, I'm sure they've got a barista there who's probably 14 years of age and doing a tremendous job. So Star and Garter and Banjo's, thank you very much for bringing us this game today and supporting the Southern Football League. And thanks to everyone else who's listening in. 19 people, I think, and Colin the Dash Hound. Colin's joined us again. He's a very keen supporter of the Southern Footy League. And at the moment, it is New Norfolk, 7 goals, 9-51, leading the Dodgers Ferry Sharks. And they've only managed 2 goals, 4-16 here at half-time. It's been a dominant display, Duff, hasn't it, by the New Norfolk side after they got their run going 10 minutes into that first quarter.
Yeah, it was pretty even first up, and I thought this is going to be a rip of a game. It has still been a good game to watch and to film and for the viewers at home, but they just kicked, what was it, I think 5 on the trot in the first quarter.
Yep.
And then, what, 2 apiece in the second?
Yeah, a couple of goals apiece.
Late goal by Clayton was telling.
Clayton was very good, having a chat to his old man in the viewing area just to our right. He's very happy with the boy. He hasn't played for a little while. New Norfolk haven't played for a little while. They've been spending their time just wandering around and have maybe a bit of camping and maybe a bit of fishing in the last few weeks. Obviously, they've been at the Star and Garter, enjoying, you know, whatever, the tiramisu possibly. We're about to kick off second half. Laycock up in the ruck against McAdam, and New Norfolk going to left-hand side to the screen here. It's gone to the 450, and there's a big climb by Ross. He can't mark it. Now the ball's going to be thumped forward. Opportunity for Horn. Running in is Triffett. He had a shot left forward pocket, and Triffett, unfortunately, was inaccurate on that occasion. Eisel was on his right-hand side and was maybe calling out for the ball, but it wasn't loud enough. And Dodgers Ferry.
He was the player in the right position to have a shot there. He'd be disappointed with that. That would have really started to make things very difficult for the Sharks. But they're a fairly fast team, the Sharks. And if they can do this, which is kick to possession, and not lose possession coming out of the half back, that was the deciding thing in the first half.
Yeah, Parker now wins it. Had a little bit of ball late. Had a couple of shots on goal. I think he missed 3 late in the game. And the ball in the middle of the ground to Heron. Heron right in the middle of Boyer Oval, looking for a few options. And now he goes long up to centre half to guard him. I should say Triffett. And it's defensive mark by McAdam. The George variety, the 2 brothers playing today. McAdam coming across from university in the off-season. It's been all right. Had to go up against Lake on a couple of occasions. I think it was a bit of a mismatch. Now it's gone wide. Being looked after is Eisel. And it's a nice mark from Cusick. He's been pretty good, Cusick. He certainly had to run around a lot to win the ball. And sneaking out of the boundary line was Kennedy. Kennedy back half here for Dodgers Ferry. Goes to the middle of the ground. Unfortunately, it's not good enough, and Richmond can't get it. Richmond goes in again. He does win it, but there's going to be a whistle. McAdam to Godden. Left foot, scrubby. Not the best. Murphy was the man there, but they were unable to find him. Murphy's going to go in here again, and he does. Nearly a high tackle. Good job from Murphy. And there's Richmond. Richmond does a great job with the floppy hair and pins him to the ground. And the umpire says there's going to be a ball up. Good work by young Richmond. He's kicked a goal too, and he's been pretty good and energetic.
Yeah, he looks like a bit of a surfer from down the Sharks' way, doesn't he, to me?
The beards and the hair and the mullets of New Norfolk, and some floppy, surfy hair from the boys who are spending a lot of time down there at Clifton Beach or Park Beach. But there's been some great football here, as was won out by Wilson. And the ball's on the far side of the ground, but it's not far enough. And Murphy takes a defensive mark for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks. Murphy now delivers the ball up to a centre wing. A bit of body work. That was nice work.
Yeah,
that's better from Cusick. A little bit of run here from the Sharks.
Here we go.
In there. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. And unfortunately, Morgan couldn't grab it. The ball might be delivered in again.
He's got it.
Young needs a fly here. Needs to get up off the ground. He wasn't able to. Still a chance here for Dodgers Ferry. The kick goes forward about 3.5 metres, but unfortunately not far enough. It's won by Rainbird. He tips it out. Still on here, the Dodgers Ferry Sharks. Can they get another shot on goal? Unfortunate turned over. Barwin had an opportunity. Going in was Richmond. Is it going over the boundary line? No, it's not. It's been kept in the back half, and the Eagles will relieve to the far, and now they're away again. They're going to run the ball up, not far enough, and Minty does a good job relieving handball. Gets it to Murphy. Ball's now chipped forward, and that's a better mark. A little bit better there from Murphy again. Goes to Milligram, that's a big hit.
Oh, cop one.
And it'll be magnificently supplied here, the Duffettes, with a couple of hot drinks. Thank you very much, that gentleman there. Ball's around about 30 metres out. There might be special hot chocolates or hot coffees here. A bit of a local delicacy. I think my nostril hairs are quivering at the moment of the hot drink that you're about to get one, Duff.
I know, great, but just one player that I'll come back to at the moment.
Laycock,
like
hand on it.
To me. I'll say it now. Heath Barwin, he's got a bit of the Duff gut. He's carrying a few kilos. He's been a great player in his day, but definitely not running around sprightly like I've seen Heath over the years.
Yeah, that was young to Godden. Centre half forward.
Oh, yeah, that special coffee's
Lincoln Ross in there as well. Don't drink it too quickly. I think the camera work might be just impinged.
I'll get
Minty,
that changed in a minute.
It's got a bit of space. Minty needs to be able to turn here and get onto his right foot, and he does. Did a good job. Minty delivers the ball up to McLean. McLean on centre half here. He's being guarded by Parker. He goes to the middle of the ground and finds Cusick. Cusick getting a little bit of the ball. Now they've got a little bit of run. This is Young. Young's got it, number 3. He wants to get into his left foot. Delivers the ball to centre half. It's not too bad. New Norfolk players have probably got the numbers here back. Is that Wilson again? He's been classy, and he gets the ball handballs and relieve it. And a little bit of run from Clayton, who's just moved off his man. Parker now thumps the ball forward. Not a bad handball. Gets it into Wardlow. Wardlow now into his right boot. Delivers nicely to Triffett, and he marks it. Defensive side for Dodger, but attacking side for the Eagles. He kicks the ball to the pockets. Gardem with the ball in his mitts. And Zach Gardem will have a shot on goal around 40 out on a slight angle.
This will hurt.
Dodgers Ferry have come out, and they're certainly providing 50-50 contest. 5 minutes into the the third quarter here at Boyer. They've done a really good job, and unfortunately Zeke Gardem now has the ball in his hands, and he'll be lining up from around about 40 metres out. He's going to wheel it up. Watch for the big ball drop here. It goes nearly above his eye levels, and he thumps it down onto his right boot. Kicks for goal, Zeke Gardem. It's not going to make the distance, and it's to the far side, and it's punched through by Heron for New Norfolk. McAdam will bring it back in for Dodgers Ferry.
And I've just been given yes, it's a nice drink, the special coffee here.
Yep.
Gentleman seeing his first game. I haven't caught the gentleman's name, but he's watching his first game of SFL here at Boyer.
Oh, really?
After living at New Norfolk for 6 years.
That's
taking him
fantastic.
a while to come along.
Oh.
But he's here and he's gone to the canteen.
Get down to New Norfolk, get down to Boyer. We're doing a great job at bringing you Southern Football League, giving them a little bit of presence here on Duff TV.
Everything is very special at Boyer for today.
All right. Ball's the far side, or I should say the close side now. Cusick wins it. Not bad.
They look like a fair side, Dodgers.
They're good. They'll be a top 5 side, you'd imagine, this year. New Norfolk will be pushing for that top spot, yet to lose a game. Got it now. Defensive side of centre wing. He's being manned there by Eisel. Now, this is where they've let themselves down, but just delivering it there. Horn with it. Horn goes backwards. Parker's in there. Doesn't need to even work. He just sort of runs around it. Far side of the ground is Wardlow. Wardlow with a short kick. And that's a nice job. Gets it up to Eisel of the Nathan variety. Nathan will chip further afield. And that's not bad. And it's one out here. So here go New Norfolk. Long kick to the pocket. Gardem going up, gets his hand chopped. Ross going in there, but it goes over the boundary. I should say goes through for a minor score. And the Eagles extend their lead here at Boyer Oval.
Amazing what a couple of quick goals they can make to the game.
Absolutely. We saw a couple of weeks ago, Brighton were down by 7 goals, and they got back, and that's a big climb! And a wonderful mark. That's a very nice mark there by Rainbird. Another big name here in the Valley. Look at that mark. Great mark by Rainbird. But now the ball is in the hand of Ross. Ross, not the best of kicks. It's dropped by McAdam. But running through, here is Murphy. Far side of the ground. Numbers around it. Gunter. The ball goes now back towards the boundary line and a little bit too far. And it's gone well over. And it's going to be a free kick here to Bennett.
How's the coffee, mate?
Well, I'm being a responsible adult here, Duff. I get to inhale any. I only need to sniff it. I don't actually need to actually drink any. Anyway, Dodgers Ferry with the ball. It's got to McLean. I should say that might be Morgan, in fact. But unfortunately, it's turned over straight away, and running out of defensive half is Eisel. Eisel's kick is long, looking for Triffett. He can't mark it on the second grab, and Dodgers Ferry with a clearing kick.
Gee, you really feel it's a pivotal time in the match, don't you?
Oh, it is, and Kennedy's got it. Half forward here. Can Dodgers get a sneaky goal? The ball's a good contest down here in front of us, and it goes over the boundary line, and the Norfolk fans just applauding their men. The staunch Eagles fans high up in the grandstand here, enjoying their day out so far, as are the players on the ground, as did the reserves. It could be party time down at Star and Garter tonight. Laycock with his right arm on it. Eisel going in again. Laycock get it. A little sneaky kick from Bennett. Bennett will go in again, and then, sorry, I should say, that's Godden. And in the mud, lots of opposition players have had their face squashed into the turf just in front of us. A few nanas have yelled at them and thrown the odd crochet rug at them as they're disgusted at the opposition players here at Boyer Oval. Very passionate fans down here, and they've certainly been a dominant side in the Southern Footy League. Horn again. Gee, they must have practiced that a lot. They must practice in the car park. Delivers the ball to Garden, takes it on his chest. 70 metres out. Tacking side, left foot into the pocket. Is it good? Triffett starting to work his way into the game. Ross in again. Ross squeezed out there. And it should be defended here. Murphy can't get it. Gets it back again is Cusick. Cusick handballs sneakily towards the boundary line. McAdam now needs to get onto his right boot, and it's not bad as the clearing kick comes out, but just going to be turned over again. Eisel wins it. He's got a little bit of space. Kicks it to centre half. Is that a mark? I think it is. The umpire's paid it. Clayton again. Hey, I think that hurt a little bit at Clayton getting up. I think every sinew, every little bit of body there was in pain as Clayton just willing himself to get up here, but as soon as he realised he was 15 metres out, suddenly he's gone, oh, I'm fine.
Oh, I think he's more like about 35 here. It's a bit deceiving with this camera angle looking down the ground, but yeah, it was a good grab, wasn't it?
He just got it off the turf. I think that might have been gone to the third umpire, that in the Champions Trophy in England at the moment. Australia with a no-result game against the Kiwis overnight. Clayton now runs around, swings onto his right and swings the ball over the cap of the umpire, and he has his second. And New Norfolk have got their first here in the second half.
Very handy player, very strong, quick, still got his speed. Probably, what, must be 30, 31, I reckon.
Well, he's had a few weeks off as well, and he's come back to this side. And yeah, I mean, he's probably had a few too many days down at the Star and Garter, but I'm pretty sure he's been one of the better players for Norfolk today.
He's the sort of player you can put him forward. He kicks goals. He kicked, what, 2 or 3 now, and can play on the wing.
8th goal now to New Norfolk as they're starting to stretch out this lead. 60 plays 16 as the Eagles starting to put a bit of pressure as Claycock tries to win that off McAdam. Sneaky little handball out to Wardlow. He's had plenty of the ball in the first half to Parker on the far side of the ground. Going in was McDermott trying to put a bit of pressure on Parker, but he was unable to. Now it's one out by Joseph. Joseph goes forward. Murphy's unable to win it, and Wardlow now into his right boot into the forward pocket. Ross sticks his arms in the air and the ball slaps straight into his hands, and he's going to have a shot on goal. Or is he? Is he going to go short? Dangerous kick. Oh. It's turned over here. Well, that was disappointing. Parker now, right foot. That's good. Clayton from 50. Clayton drives the ball long, and it's to the near side and through for a minor score. Another behind, and they're on top still. Young, back half for Dodgers Ferry. McAdam wins the ball in the middle of the defensive half here at Boyer Oval as the shade starts to come across. And I can tell you what, when the sun goes, it's going to be a little fresh here, but it's been a wonderful day. Cusick on the near side of the ground, just in front of the a few of the fans. The old-time New Norfolk players are standing on the hill there, enjoying the day's play and still in a little bit of the sunshine. Laycock should win it, and he does. He beats 3 Dodgers Ferry players. That's because he's 9 foot taller than them. He brought his... You need a stepladder out there to take on Laycock for some of those Dodgers Ferry players. I think you can get those folded up ones. All right, the ball's delivered forward again. Ross is lurking, right handball over the top to Belcher. Belcher, is this going to be a chance? Shot on goal by Clayton. Oh, he's missed. Just a bit of too much pressure, and Clayton just unable to grab the ball into his hands and have a clear shot on goal. As he guard him there as well, and another behind in Norfolk. And they're extending their lead 62 to 16 here as New Norfolk are on top here in the Southern Football League.
Yeah, just can't get it forward, can they, Dodgers?
They're really stuck at the moment. Parker, defensive kick straight to him. Plays on from 45. Parker, can he finally kick one? Yes, he can. Marcus Parker has finally delivered one from downtown. That's his first, and he'll be pleased with that. The noted goal kicker for St Virgil's in a little bit of time with the Glenorchy Magpies, and he's drilled one from 45. He'll be more than happy with that. Disappointment from the Ferry boys. They need to put some pressure on him and to prevent him from playing on.
Well, you just about say the game's gone now, wouldn't you, Aaron? It's, what are we at to? 7 goals, 8 goals further. 52 points.
And New Norfolk know how to keep possession of the ball. So if Dodgers Ferry do get a couple of goals, New Norfolk will just slow the pace down. You can do it here on this ground. You can get the ball wide and just restrict the opposition's scoring and any momentum that they might get. Now it's a free kick here. It's going to go to Wardlow. In fact, it's going to go back to Dodgers Ferry. I'm not sure. I'm going to get a good look on that one, but a free kick in the middle of the ground. Oh no, it's been turned over straight away. Unlucky was Hayden. He's tried hard, Hayden.
He'll kick this.
Now, Clayton's had a bounce. He's kicked it from 55. It's a good roost.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gone to the left-hand side. I always reckon you can kick longer when you're on the run, and there's an example. Clayton on the jog, but he missed to the far side of the ground and behind. New Norfolk climbing up towards 70. And a kick comes out to Murphy. He's unable to mark the ball.
Parker.
And it's won by McDermott. No, it's not. Oh, look, it's in the pocket again. It's the Ross pocket. He had a shot from here early, or he should say he had a ball here early, but decided to centre the ball. And on this occasion, I reckon he might go back and have a shot on goal. We've got Dodgers Ferry players trying to corral him in, ensuring he doesn't play on. McAdam's in there. He's yelling across to Murphy, who needs to turn around and just wave his arms. But Ross here, right forward pocket.
Does he kick one today?
No, yet to kick a goal. Can kick goals. He's got a great set of hands. Jimmy Bartell-like, plays a lot taller than what he is. Right foot, kick on goal. It's gone to the far side and through for one behind, and the lead extends here for the Eagles.
It's 9 goals, 16. I mean, they could be easily, 13, 14 goals up here.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for Dodgers Ferry, they've only got the 2 goals. 2 goals, 4-16 to them, and they're having trouble and even getting it out of defence. That's one way. Kick it into your opponent, get the rebound, and then kick it on. I don't think that's a stat, but anyway, Godden's got it in the back half here for the Eagles. He handballs the ball wide. It's got by Young. Young deep on that sort of defensive wing. Good kick into the middle of the ground. Dodgers Ferry, can they get some sort of run going on here? I think that's Bullock with it. He was okay early, but sort of drifted out of the game. And that's good bark from McLean. McLean needs to do a little bit more. He's got a good set of hands, but he needs to work hard. Murphy runs under the ball, just misjudging that. Does tap it forward, but unfortunately, it's only into the hands. I think that's Joseph. Is it on the far side? No, it's Gunter. Gunter onto his right boot. Delivers to the forward pocket. Marked by Heron. Heron's got it. Right forward pocket. And the Eagles to try and extend their lead. 9 goals, 16-70 to 2 goals, 4-16. 16 and a half gone here in Boyer.
A lot of hands on hips now for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks.
And this is how they work their game here. They drill people in, work people in. That's not bad. I think it's a goal. It's another one for the Eagles. The umpire sticks his hands out. And the Eagles extend their lead. And that right forward pocket has had a lot of goals kicked by a lot of very good players over the journey. And there's another one to add to the list. And the Eagles extend. 10 goals now they've got on the board. 16-76, 2 goals, 4-16. Southern Footy League, 17 minutes gone here on Duff TV.
Of course, some great players come from this famous footy club. No more than bigger names than Peter Hudson.
Yes, he had a decent stint out here, born up the valley. Played here as a junior.
Upper Derwent, wasn't he?
Yep, Upper Derwent. There was a very successful football league in the valley then. Laycock up again. McAdam does well, wins the ball down. Going in well and with a little bit of energy was Hayden with the long sleeves on.
Didn't have it.
And that's going to be play on. Well, a bit of run. Horn. Laycock. Laycock drops it. And Laycock's going to get a free kicker here for high. He's a little bit unlucky. He's still down on the ground, Laycock. Now the ball goes forward, but it's been cut off here by... That's that Hayden actually. Oh, no, it's not. Defensive side of centre wing. The ball's now delivered up, but there's no players besides Marcus Parker. He nearly wins it. Dodgers Ferry have a couple of players here on the far side. Hayden wins it. Hayden gets a handball over the top. No one really free for them at the moment. Ball's now one out, delivering the ball towards Young, and Young can't mark it, and it's gone through for a score. At least they got the ball forward. That's something. Now the quick transition. Belcher runs around.
Too much space.
Onto his right boot, but there's only Hayden with the long sleeves. He dishes it off to Young. Young with his left foot. That's a nice kick from Young. Finally, a nice bit of passage of play. Well, the fact is they got the ball forward and they had players around the ball, and now we've got Morgan lining up from 45 out directly in front for the Sharks.
This will be only their third goal for the game. They've been hard to come by, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. And we might just have a quick update. We've only got one score in from the Southern Footy League. Claremont well on top of Brighton, 117-8 at half-time, as Morgan from just inside 50. That's a great kick from Morgan. And the umpire looks to the sky and arches his back and then arches his fingers out straight to indicate Dodgers Ferry have their third. And finally, the Dodgies, the Ferry boys, the boys from Sharktown, have got one back here late in the third quarter.
What were they, goalless in the first quarter? 2 in the second, 1 in the third.
Yep. And that's...
Well, this will test them, see what they're made of.
And that's only their third inside 50 in this quarter. So I suppose you could say they've been efficient. But it's certainly New Norfolk on top here. 10 goals, 16-76. Dodgers Ferry with their third goal. And I suppose you could say desperately needed, but it does seem like a long way back from here. Wardlow can't win it. Young for Dodgers Ferry now gets it. Kicks the ball high. Parker's going to be there. He should win this ball, and he kind of lost it. Doesn't matter, because help him out is Belcher. Belcher now gets the ball forward. Running into it. Oh, running out there is nicely done. Forward 50. Wardlow just getting it off the turf at Boyer. Managing to get it for it, landed into it. So therefore it's a mark, and he's going to have a shot on goal in New Norfolk. They're probably going to respond here straight away. Been good, Wardlow. He was good early. He was actually a bit of a catalyst for New Norfolk when things were probably 50-50 in the early parts, and he just started to win the ball sort of through that back half and middle of the ground, and now he's going to have a shot on goal. Wanders in from 40 metres out. It's a wet pasty, and unfortunately it's been cut off. Fortunately, though, it was McLean back there for Dodgers Ferry. It's not a great kick, and the umpire's blown his whistle. No one knows what's going on.
It was a behind.
I think it's a point. I think that means that...
I think that was rather fortunate for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks.
I think they're going to have a chance here. McAdam, who's being deep in defence now, the George variety, kicks the ball to centre half back and finds Hayden, who's now starting to get a little bit of play for Dodgers Ferry. He goes short. This is a little bit better. They need to start to work the ball, get a bit of movement going forward to Young. He's now got it. Dodgers Ferry desperate for another goal, but that kick is 1-on-2. Not what they wanted, and Daly takes a mark for the Eagles. A scrubby old kick to Clayton on his knees. He spent a lot of time on his knees picking up the footy and also grabbing it around here at Boyer Oval. Horn in there, tries to get around one, gets around a second. Is that holding the football? Now, we handballed it, but I'm thinking the umpire's saying he just took a little bit too long.
Poor decision.
And probably, I don't mind that. Anyway, it's been cut off straight away by Rainburn, and he'll run the ball out to the near side of the ground to where our commentary is. Triffitt can't mark it. A good bit of spoil there from Hayden. That was a little bit of energy. That's what they need more of, the Dodgers Ferry boys. Here goes Lincoln Ross trying to win the ball. And Triffitt in flucked.
Play on.
Now it's popped out here to Hassett. Hassett hasn't had a lot. It's skied to Cusick. Needs to grab it. He just misjudged it. Morgan in there as well. Cusick wins it back. Good tackle by Eisel, and he's pinned to the turf. And it's going to be a ball up here, 10 metres out, just to the far side, the right-hand forward pocket here for the Dodgers Ferry Sharks. How's the special coffee going there, Duff?
Special coffee has hit the mark there beautifully.
Thumbs up here in the Duffette van is where we're broadcasting this. Dodgers Ferry trying to broadcast a goal. And they can't. It's gone through. In fact, it's going to be a free kick. Eisel has it. Deep in defence here at Boyer Oval. He chips the ball across to Horn. Look at these New Norfolk players out here. Horn now with his right boot delivers with a forceful kick to Heron. Heron now. He needs to go long. That's not a bad option. looking out. Oh, that's, well, he's nearly taken a mark by Rainbird. Rainbird drops it, gets it back again. Now New Norfolk with a little bit of movement on the near side of the ground. It's picked up by Banks Smith. Banks Smith delivers it. Dangerous kick into the sun. It's trying to be one out there. There's Triffitt's in there. The ball's worked out. Nice work. He's going to run backwards about 40 metres. And that's not a bad option. And this is what they're good at. They're going to deliver the ball wide to Gunter. Gunter now has the football. His kick is pretty bad. And it's going to be turned over here. And unfortunately, away goes Barwin. Barwin now delivers the ball. Big climb. It's a nice mark by Daly. Daly running off his defender and getting the ball now into Ross. Right forward pocket. He kind of owns that real estate out there at the moment. Murphy chips short, but it's turned over straight to Belcher. Belcher now delivers the ball forward. It's Wardlow. And he's going to have another shot, or is he going to quickly play out? Wardlow quickly plays in the forward pocket, and it's Triffitt. He's got it directly in front, 35 out. So just quickly, Bernie and the Tigers, pretty close game, 82-90. Tigers up at half-time. Launceston with a comfortable lead over Devonport, 55-20. North Lonnie sneaking a 1-point advantage over Lauderdale in a tight game. But it's Triffitt here at Boyer. Three-quarter time. Second time he's had a shot on the siren.
Close.
On this occasion, though, Triffitt delivers. And he kicks a goal after the siren. And New Norfolk extend their lead to 60 points here at three-quarter time.
Short quarter. One goal to, I think, about 3 in that quarter. So not much time on. And disappointing result here for the Sharks. They come out in the big ground and they just look as though it's a little bit different from their home oval. And it's been a battle.
It's been hard work here at Boyer Oval. The Dodgy boys have come across from the east and they've driven down the Valley of Love.
I think it's the end of the match. It sort of like feels like it, doesn't it? Mercy rule.
It looks like they lost their way about 15 minutes in, Dodgers Ferry. Their hands and their body language suggest that they're well behind in this game. And unfortunately for them, they are well behind by 10 goals. We're probably expecting this one to be a little bit closer, but without Weller and Siggins, they're probably lacking a few personnel. New Norfolk rested after a couple of weeks off. Took a little while to get going, but once they got going, they have been outstanding. Probably so far the best players. Horn's been great. Ross, magnificent. Wardlow, I thought, was outstanding. Belcher's been really good. Nathan Isles worked hard. Marcus Parker started to get into the game, and Daly off half-back was handy, as was Rainbird. Triffitt looks likely up forward. I like the look of him, and that's probably some of the better players New Norfolk. Dodgers Ferry, well, Young's been all right. He's tried hard. Godden's been probably one of their better, as has Barwin. Bennett was involved a little bit. Lincoln Ross had a couple of touches in that quarter, and I thought the McAdam boys and George had to go deep in defence. Cusick, also one of their better targets, was also deep in defence, and unfortunately that's not where they wanted some of their better players. Hayden, number 5 with the long sleeve, was also very useful. It's a comfortable lead here, 83-23. We've got a short break here on Duff TV. 1 quarter to go here in Boyer. Yeah, we're back here. Last quarter, Boyer Oval. Norfolk with a resounding lead here. 9 goals 16 to 3 goals 7. And Norfolk winning the ball straight away out of the centre. It's gone to the far side of the ground and delivered up. Number 14, Murphy, doing not enough work there. He's had a lot of work to do in that back half, and now the ball's delivered to Garden. Garden quickly with the handball on. Horn with his left foot. It's not great. He's been very good though, Horn, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. We are back live here last quarter on Duff TV. Banjo's Bakery, Star and Garter have been big fans, and they've dipped in a little bit of coin to help support this game and to bring the Southern Football League live streamed via the Duffettes. And we're looking good here, New Norfolk, as the gloom comes over. Laycock wins it out of the pack, delivers the ball forward to Triffett and marks on his chest. 10 out. McAdam doesn't look happy, and unfortunately he's probably going to get a sore neck in a minute as Triffett pops it over, and he's having another shot on goal. It's be 2 in a row for Triffett. He kicked one on the siren, just wanders in, and a wobbly old one. He's gone to the right-hand side. He's missed. And might get a bit of assistance, I reckon, as Lake Garden. Take it high, tries to win it out. Not bad. Eisel's in there. And they've got a few numbers around that. Horn gets tackled. That's a good tackle. Yeah, good job there for McDermott. And he's going to win the free kick for Dodgers Ferry. Back half here for the Sharks. Awkward kicking style, but he gets plenty on it. Roosts the ball long. Is that even going to stay in play? I don't think it has. It stayed in play? I don't think it has. In fact, it has. And it is Garden with the free kick here for the Eagles. There's some gentleman's off to his shack, maybe. He's got a heap of wood there in his ute. Now the ball goes up. Murphy needs a punch. He needs a punch. Need to punch, Murphy. He didn't. Now the right foot delivers the ball in. Look out. Clever. Maybe a hold. A sneaky hold by Clayton. And it's a free kick to Murphy in the back half here. Hayden delivers out. Finds Donahue. Donahue swings onto his right foot. Kicks it in front here of the commentary position with Bullock with his right boot. That's not bad from Bullock. Now they're on here. Morgan gets around one, runs to 45, delivers the ball towards the goals. Can it bounce the right way for Morgan? And it doesn't. Banks-Smith watches it through from behind. But at least Dodgers Ferry getting one forward there.
That's a great flag wave there by the goal umpire. We'll get a replay of that at the moment.
Yeah, really engaged in that at the moment. Oh, it's a good signal too, that behind. Anyway, back to the action live here on Duff TV. To centre wing, finds Horn. He's unable to get it, and it's a turnover. Dodgers Ferry have the ball back. The ball launches into their forward 50. Players around it. Lots of players going in. Banks-Smith in there. He can't win. Another tackle. Is that a free kick holding the man? No, it's not. Free kick for holding the ball. A bit lucky. Got and handballs the ball off. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Did they knack it here, the Dodgers Ferry boys? Morgan in again. Pops all over the top. Finds Richmond. Richmond tries to win it again. Cusick in there. Cusick pops over. Bullock. And New Norfolk finally win it. And ugly. Horn on the backside here. Gets the ball over the top. And they're out, New Norfolk.
Looking a bit tired here, the Sharks.
Looking very tired. Hassett. We're looking a little bit tired too, as the gloom coming across, as the shade coming over the ground at the moment here, and they're getting a little bit colder. And it's McAdam in the back half, marks on his chest, and will maybe leave a little bit of pressure here. Nearly 4 minutes gone last quarter, Southern Football League. Now, in the middle of the ground is Lincoln Ross. He can't mark the ball. Going in was Wardlow again. Lincoln Ross wins out. He's been grabbed. That's Bullock as well. Bullock can't grab it. And now it's Wardlow. He's had plenty of the ball. Loves to run, Wardlow. Onto his right foot, and there's players everywhere, and he's found a teammate running forward. And it looks like Horn. 50 out. Horn chips forward. Triffett on his chest. And he's marked the ball directly in front, around about 40 metres out. And he'll have another shot on goal.
He's raw, Triffett.
What he's doing really well, Triffett, he's been able to find plenty of space. And he's obviously got lots of fitness, so he's got a good tank on him, and he's able to move around and continually backtrack into the ball. And he's doing a really good job. He's going to have a shot here from 45. Kick on its way. That's a better kick from Triffett. It's liked by a couple of fans, and that lady clapping with some passion, holding a rug. I hope she's going to come around to the bar and enjoy a drink. There they are. They've enjoyed their day's play. Maybe they're Triffett fans. Maybe they're Triffett themselves. And New Norfolk extending their lead, and that was a very nice kick.
Well, you know what the saying is, you kick a bush, and out pops a Triffett. It's true.
Wow. Yep. Only in the Valley of Love, though, Duff.
Oh, yeah.
Not allowed past Brighton. Anyway, New Norfolk 90 to 24. They've got a substantial lead, and they're looking to get a bit of percentage. But Godden for Dodgers Ferry wins it to the left-hand side of the ground. Numbers around here. Going in with Hassett, trying to put a bit of pressure on. Bullock as well. Bullock trying to win. He's held off by Eisel. Eisel then goes in and pins him to the ground. Does a good job. And he says, you're not going anywhere. The umpire will have to come in and throw it up. They're looking pretty tired here. Covering the ground, but they look very tired, both teams.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fast-paced game.
Certainly the first 20 minutes was very high in intensity as Dodgers Ferry trying to sneak one forward here. Oh, come on, do something, Ross. Do something, Ross. Oh, Lincoln Ross. The Ross from Dodgers. And he misses to the right-hand side as through for one behind. There's a flag wave. Did you like that one, Duff?
Yeah, yeah. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, Wardlow's got it now for New Norfolk. He's going to bring the ball back in. There's a little bit of sun that he might be able to kick into just in front of the change rooms for both teams. Nice kick. Godden again. Wins a handball. Dodgers Ferry with the football. Pops it up and finds Hassett. He's been a little better in his second half. Pretty quiet in the first, and he's going to have a shot on goal from around about 50 directly in front here, Hassett. 90 to 25. Game probably, well, it's done and dusted. Hassett now from 50 on his left. Not bad. Contact from Hassett. Is it enough? No, it's not. And Wardlow's right hand got up there and gave the ball a bit of a tap and went through for a minor score. There's that last little bit of sun dancing around. Is that Wardlow again? He's everywhere at the moment. Maybe there's a couple of him. It's a free kick. Might be a hold. No, it's not. And it's out to the far side of the ground. Here goes Horn. Horn now to his left boot, looking for Parker. Chipped up by Murphy, I should say. But it's one back again.
Belcher.
Ross, Triffett, unable. Dodgers Ferry now clear the ball. It's Donahue. Donahue kicks it out to Murphy. He's had to play a little deeper as well. Heron, can he get it? Handballs into Parker. Parker pops the ball over the top. He doesn't really have any supporting players. He needs to pick it up though. He's going to be in a bit of strife. Slaps the ball out. Ducking his head was Scott. Scott can't get it out. Murphy again, number 26 with the ponytail on his right boot. Now, there's a little bit of space here. Just get it over the top, young man. He does. He only had his pants pulled down. Kennedy does all right. Kennedy now gets the ball forward to Barwin. To Godden. Godden has players everywhere. He probably had McAdam over the back there. Anyway, it's found to Cusick. Cusick snaps on goal. Cusick kicks one. Dodgers Ferry get one late. Nearly 9 minutes gone here in the last quarter. And Dodgers Ferry kick their fourth. They're 4 goals, 7 now, 31. But they're a long way in arrears from the Norfolk Eagles.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that they kicked 4 goals in the whole game. They've worked hard. Just, I think, outclassed today.
Motivation's amazing when you kick a few goals and you get within 3 or 4. It's a completely different story away from home, and you're 10 goals down at half time, or 10 goals down at three-quarter time, and 8 goals down at half time, and your motivation levels. Anyway, Laycock's still going. He's rucked for a lot of the day, moved forward, kicked a couple of goals. Out of the pack is Donahue, does a good job. He's been all right, but it's won by Ross. Number 3, doing lots of work. Out there's Hayden. He can't win it. Doesn't matter because he's got a friend in Hassett. Hassett finds Donahue. Donahue kicks the ball forward. It should be cut off here. And it will be. There's an Eisel in there. An Eisel or Triffett. There's plenty of them. Anyway, Wardlow. He's got lots of space again. He's just continually running. Got so much energy. He's able to get to contest. Clayton. That's a good mark.
That's BOG.
He's been very good. Maybe not BOG. I think at the moment Wardlow for me has been sort of that bit more dynamic. And if he had kicked a few more goals, he would have definitely been in front. Anyway, Parker tries to push off his man in Murphy. Not a bad job. Parker goes in again. Wins it. Unable to get it was Horn, and that might have been a throw. McAdam gets it. And Hayden will get it back. He'll have to go on his left foot just in front of the scoreboard. Just keeps it in play. Is it going to be enough? It is going to be enough. The push off, the fend off by Bullock.
Oh, he's saying he threw it.
And it's a throw, is it?
Gee, didn't look like it from here. But
Ross was unlucky, and as was Bullock there. Might have been high, if anything, from Bullock. He kind of fended off with his left arm. New Norfolk now winning the ball out. Ross climbing high, grabs on his right, spins around quickly, trying to get some momentum going towards the Norfolk goal, and that occasion good. And Hayden was just a bit floppy and sloppy with his hands. Minty trying to win it. Cusick. Now he runs out of defence for the Eagles. Delivers the ball to centre wing. That's better. Now what can they do? Donahue with his right boot, kicking up to half forward, trying to win it. And unfortunately, Barwin just couldn't get in front. And New Norfolk get it back here. 10.5 gone 50. Last quarter. Is it?
Meters.
Oh, it is too. What was that for, Duff? I didn't see that one.
Has to come across the mark.
What a horrible rule. Horrible rule. Get rid of it. Got some excited young gentlemen there who've had a few drinks in the grandstand here, just behind us. New Norfolk with the ball. The very, very famous grandstand. Lots of nanas have knitted crocheted rugs in that grandstand. Parker trying to win it. Pops the ball out, looking for Wardlow. Couldn't get his hands on it. Oh, fisty bust there from Belcher. Ball goes forward, left-hand side through for a behind. Score ticks up, 70 point, I should say. They've kind of held it here at the moment. 10 goals lead.
Still taking the game on, Dodgers. I'll give them credit for that. That's probably the one positive from the day.
Well, they've been a bit inaccurate in Norfolk too, so true. That probably hasn't helped. Anyway, Godden's got it. He's been one of the better players for the Sharks. Now it's gone the far side of McDermott. Been a bit quiet, McDermott. Not a bad player. Out to Donahue. Donahue can't win it. That doesn't matter because Kennedy's there and give him help. Kennedy grabs the ball. Far side of the ground. Delivers the ball up now. Dodgers Ferry have got numbers. Please make a good decision. In the middle is Hassett. Will they deliver to Hassett? Doesn't deliver to Hassett and doesn't deliver a goal. And it's through for a minus score. 5 goals still for Dodgers Ferry. 5 goals, 8 now, 32. New Norfolk, 59 points in front.
Disappointing result.
Here, boy out. Ross is going to get another touch here in the back half. Forward 50s. There are only a couple of extra forward 50s this quarter, which is a good sign for Dodgers Ferry. They can kind of run this game out. Anyway, Clayton's got it. Grandstand side of the ground. Ball delivered up, but Murphy's there and should defend and repel this attack from the Eagles. One of many for him. Unfortunately, it's kicked it straight to Wardlow. Wardlow's got space. Ever he is, there's always room in front of him. Kicks the ball long to Triffett. It's not going to quite get there. Going is Clayton, but a few numbers back there. Murphy's got to get it. He's got to get a bit of support from his teammate. And there's a block on there, and he didn't get it. And unfortunately, goes straight back to Parker. 50 out. Parker goes short. Triffett. They've combined a few times. Right forward pocket. And young Triffett now has a shot on goal. He'll be kicking from around about 40 out from right forward pocket. He wants one. He nearly got one here in the first. I think it might have been the second quarter. Would have been the second quarter, obviously. Triffett, wobbly looking kick. It looks like it's going across the face of goal, and the umpire signals, and it's through for behind. We've got some young little rascals here just outside of the Duffhead area, kicking the football. A couple of New Norfolk rascals being a little bit cheeky and just tapping on the door and seeing the action. The celebrities have come down, the blow-ins from the city. Isel trying to win it. Wardlow, he can't win it. Donahue's in there for Dodgers Ferry, and the only thing that's resulted is the ball has got over the boundary line here. 60-point lead for the Norfolk Eagles to continue their run of undefeated, or an undefeated run, I should say, to extend their spot on top of the ladder and firm favourites now for another premiership. That'll be 7 premierships since 2004 for this very proud club. Godden now kicks the ball high. That's okay. They need just a little bit of magic here, Dodgers Ferry, and McAdam's got it.
Gee, you've called that premiership pretty early.
Well, they're favourites, surely, Duff.
You might want to have a chat to Daniel Willing or Hunty about that, I think.
They're certainly favourites at the moment, and they're playing some good football. They've got some good recruits. William McAdam now is going to have a shot for Dodgers Ferry, and fairly close. Kicks from 20 metres and kicks a goal. So a couple of consolation goals here in the last quarter for the Sharks. And they kick their 6. They're 6 goals, 8,
flag wave.
38. And we don't get to see the flag wave. May get a replay of that, one of the Duffettes, G-Funk Martindale. Maybe a replay of the flag wave. just to appease Martin Duffy. There it is, the signal. Do you see the flag wave? 38-92. They've kept it under 10 goals for most of this last 50 minutes of football. Laycock sucking it in still. He's going to be going up against Young. He's battled hard all day. He hasn't always been in the ruck, I should say. McAdam's been in there at different stages, but Laycock's certainly a dominant player in that first half. 92-38. Umpire throws the ball back up. 15 and a half gone here in the last quarter. A little bit of brute force. The ball's gone to the wide, the far, or I should say to the near side of the ground, centre wing. Norfolk trying to build again off half back. Clayton, good mark. Good hands was a call from the crowd. That's exactly what it was. And that's kick. Not a bad kick. Finds Bennett. Right forward pocket, pretty tight here, Bennett. And he's going to have swing back around. And the umpire's going to have to get him around a bit further. He's just telling the Dodgers Ferry man, you can stay there, but lining him up now. He's going to be probably kicking from just inside 50. Not a common spot for goals, this one. Right footer, tight on the boundary. Bennett lining it up. It's swinging back, but not enough. Should be defended by McAdam, and it's knocked over the boundary line. Now it is by Young for one behind. McAdam to bring it back in for Dodgers Ferry. He looks upfield, doesn't have anyone to the grandstand side of the ground, so goes to the far side. It's going to have to be a good kick, and it is. And Kennedy has it. Kennedy off half back, chips to the middle of the ground. Oh, just a drop mark, just conscious there. Cusick just missing it. Dodgers Ferry just losing a few opportunities. And Parker now has it. Now Parker was called to play because that wasn't 15 metres. Horn trying to win the football on his knees. Cusick in there pinning him to the ground, and a lot of tired players now lifting themselves off the turf here at Boyer, endeavouring to find a little bit more spirit here at Dodgers Ferry in this last 10 minutes, just to leave with a little bit of pride. Bennett can't win it. Dodgers Ferry clear it. And they've got a little bit of space here. That's a nice mark from Bullock. Bullock's been all right. Bullock chips the ball over the top. Now, a little bit of room. Bowick. Oh, who's he kicked that to? A horrible. Hassett was the man running out there, but Hassett wasn't a long way from where that kick went. Now it's gone to Horn. Horn over there just in front of the Norfolk scoreboard. I should see the scoreboard there. Bennett can't mark it. Players going in and around. Going in as Eisel. He can't win it. And now Dodgers Ferry with a few extra numbers around the ball. Cusick, sloppy. Players. Oh, they're really tired. I hope we're all still hanging on here in Duff TV late in this game. Now it's chipped over the top to Belcher. Belcher on the run. He's been good on his right boot. Gets it into Treffert. Treffert gets it to about 45. Players on the far side here. Clayton now. Clayton just bangs it onto the boot. Puts it high into the sky, but it's round to the right. And it looks like it's hit the goal post. I should say the point post on the full. And that'll mean a kick in out of bounds on the full. No score for New Norfolk.
Yeah, poor result there.
Well, I think Clayton just blazed away in the end, and Murphy now has it in the back half for Dodgers Ferry. Tips the ball across the face of goal.
It's probably okay to do that when you're one of the best players on the field. And
yeah, he's had a few weeks off and probably just needs a couple of weeks to get going again. Got it now for Dodgers Ferry. That's a nice little bit of run from Kennedy. Kennedy's had a little. He's probably one of the fitter players in this side. He's been able to be a bit more sprightly. Now it's one again. New Norfolk. Oh, going in hard. That's a good mark. Very good mark. That's Morgan. Morgan delivers a ball to McAdam, and William kicks one. Dodgers fighting it out here at Boyer, and they've got their six. They're six, and they're certainly fighting hard here in the Valley of Love.
I think they've won the quarter, haven't they?
Definitely won the quarter on the field as well as the scoreboard. And if you look at their first quarter, they probably won a lot of that until New Norfolk kicked away late.
Well, they've continued to take the game on, and it's resulting in some goals. So going into next week, you think, well, we had a good last quarter. You just continue it on, put the rest of it out of your mind. 6
goals, 8 here. Dodgers Ferry 44, New Norfolk. They did have a 10-goal lead. They looked to extend it, but Dodgers Ferry have kept them under that for the last little while. Laycock wins his own ruck contest. Gets another stat. Ross lurking in there, but Murphy wins it here for Dodgers Ferry. Yeah, he's been good. He's had to work hard because the ball's been pinged in there a lot. Gotten on the far side of the ground. Tyson Eisel defensive spoil. Wilson now. He's been a bit quiet in this last sort of 20-odd minutes.
He's got a fan up here in the grandstand.
Yeah, well, he should do. He's a very good footballer. Backtracking there on the dance floor was Belcher. He looked very nice. Now another bit of a dance step from Young. We've got some nice moves going on. We look like we're at the O-bar at the moment. Number 3 there, Ross. Now running through is Young. Loping forward for Dodgers Ferry. Kicks the ball high. Defensive mark. Not quite taken. And New Norfolk will rappel down the grandstand side of the ground. McAdam does a good job getting his left foot to it. And also Young does a good job for New Norfolk, just corralling and holding it up. Rainbird wins it back with the handball. Now the ball's delivered to the half-forward flank. Dodgers Ferry with a few extra numbers. And they should be able to clear it here, and they do.
He's coming to the game, Barwin.
Bowen's been all right. He looked all right for the first. He wants 50 here, Bowen. Asking the man the mark. That's a good kick. Then lots of space on the far side. He really needed to try and play on there, Kennedy. That's all right. Kennedy now gets on his right boot. And he gets it up to Godden, who marks it 50 out. Swings around, chips it forward, and finds McAdam. And he now has it. Done a little bit of ruck work. He's now moved forward, and he's going to have another shot here on goal. Is William McAdam, 30 out. I should say not 30 out. About 50 out, right forward pocket. Late here on Duff TV. Brought to you today's broadcast of the Southern Football League by some very famous sponsors and some famous landmarks in Banjos and the Star and Garter Hotel. And McAdam from 45 on his right boot, right forward pocket. It looks good. Oh, just late. It must have swung, and the umpire nearly got taken out as several players sort of got in the way of his feet. But anyway, one behind to Dodgers Ferry, 45 to 93. McAdam in again. Nicely won by Bullock. Bullock handballs out the ball out the back, finds Kennedy. Kennedy kicks the ball high to the forward pocket. Morgan can't get it. Still fighting hard. Dodgers Ferry. That Wardload again just wins it out. Maybe there's a couple of Wardloads and a couple of Rosses who have just sprung out of this turf of Boyer Oval. Belcher, the middle of the ground, delivers the ball to Parker. Parker defensive side in the middle, gets held up by Young. And he's going to go laterally to the grandstand side of the ground. He's looking for a few numbers, and he finds Gunter. Gunter now quickly plays onto Ross. Ross asking for a few players to come towards him and create a little bit of space around the back. Now he might get it back here again, Ross. No, he doesn't. Styles with it. Styles to centre half forward. Is that a mark? Yes, it is. Wilson. Wilson now will have to swing around McAdam. Goes long to around about 20 out. Laycock. He was a man from behind, but he's too tall for Murphy. Murphy's done a great job at mostly Murphy's work against and on a few occasions against Laycock's been body on body on that occasion. He wasn't sure where he was, and Laycock with the Go-Go Gadget arms was able to win that. We'll have another shot on goal here for the Eagles.
Kicked the first goal of the game, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Set shot from 25, and he's going to have a similar distance shot here from the other end of the ground. That is a floaty. It's a floaty that you might see in the bottom of the toilet. Doesn't matter, it's a goal. Laycock has another one. New Norfolk getting towards the milestone of 100 there on 99. Dodgers Ferry stay on 45, and they're trying to get that lead maybe out to 10 goals. Look at that float through.
He's saying it wasn't a great kick off the boot, but...
Well, it doesn't matter, it goes straight. Oh, it's a punt kick. Peter Hudson style. He kicked plenty of punt kicks up here for New Norfolk, just banging it onto the boot and just sort of wobbling its way through. As long as it goes straight, Duff.
6 points was the result, Aaron.
Absolutely is. Some of the young New Norfolk boys, the rascals of the Derwent Valley, the next lineage of New Norfolk players having a kick to kick. And there's no flat ground near them. It is on a little bit of grass bank just behind the grandstand, having a bit of fun. Donahue slapping it forward, but he didn't win it very far. Horn gets tackled. Trying to win it through his Godden. That's a good push there. It's Clayton again. He gets tackled around the neck, and the umpire says that'll be a ball up. 23, nearly 24 minutes have ticked over here in the last quarter. New Norfolk just shy of the 100 as the umpire will come in to start the play again. Some tired lads, might be a few stiff people taking high nearly with Styles. It's a free kick. Donahue has it for Dodgers Ferry. Delivers the ball to centre half forward. He's trying to find Morgan. Morgan can't win it, but they've got a few numbers around the ball. That's Hassett trying to get a little bit more. Young runs around his man Eisel. Kicks the ball on his left boot. It's a wobbly one. That's McAdam. William McAdam taking the mark, and he's going to have another shot. He's kicked a couple, McAdam. And he's lining up directly in front, around about 40 out. Nice mark.
Yeah, good grab. It's a good player, this boy.
Yeah, look, he's good. He's been a great. He looks really good up forward. I mean, as I said, he started in the ruck. He moved defensive side of centre wing. He's been forward for a little while, and he certainly seems to found the football regularly. He's going to have a shot on goal here from about 40 metres, maybe 45. Kicks on its way. It's a nice looking kick. What's he done? He's kicked it over the umpire's cap. And there's another one for Dodgers Ferry. They break the halfway mark to the 100, so they've done a good job, Dodgers Ferry. They moved to 51. Norfolk 99. 25 minutes gone here. Southern Football League, Duff TV in the Valley of Love as the smokes start to come out of the chimneys to warm up the fans down here. They'll go home, maybe hang around the ground.
What have we got there? Come on.
Well, there we go.
Collins Cap.
Collins Cap. A little bit of snowing early in the week at around about 800 metres, Collins Cap. And Norfolk Valley looking great. Popular trees there behind us as Laycock wins another tap and straight to Horn. On to Wilson. Wilson to Triffett. Just over his head. There it is. The Eagles win here at Boyer to keep their undefeated run going in 2017. They're the victors. Norfolk 99. Dodgers Ferry 51. Handshakes all around. It's been a pretty good game of football, but unfortunately Dodgers Ferry have come from the east and they're going to go head home on the bus without a victory. Norfolk with the win. They're 7th for the year and their season continues. They've got a week off next week because there's a representative game for the Tasmanian State League. They'll be only playing one game in 4 weeks, but it's been a victory here of some note. Wonderful day here in the Valley of Love. Norfolk running out victories. But it was a pretty competitive game of football. We loved it. Did you enjoy it, Duff?
Yeah, I actually had a great day here today.
Thanks, Mick.
Beautiful, beautiful scenery of Boyer Oval.
Thanks, Mick, for the special coffees. Let's just run through maybe some of the better players for Norfolk here in their victory. Horn was fantastic, continually getting lots of the football around the middle of the ground. Usually his feet were very good when they delivered it forward. Ross, there must be 3 or 4 of them out there at different stages, unless I was seeing double. Ross was everywhere. My man Wardlow, probably best on ground for my mind. Duff, you don't agree? What do you reckon? Wardlow, best on today? No, I think he might have gone for a wander.
I'm back.
He's back.
What was that?
Wardlow, do you think Wardlow was probably one of the better players here and maybe the best on ground today for Norfolk?
I'll go with your call. I thought Clayton was very, very good.
Oh, look, Clayton, after a few weeks off, he was very good early in the first 40 minutes of football and he was still running around getting plenty of the ball late. He was great. Triffett, I thought, up forward provided an option. Laycock moved through the ruck and also into the forward 50. He was fantastic with a few goals. The bit of silky work. I thought the Eisel was great in the Nathan variety. Marcus Parker in the second half started to get a little bit of ball. Gardam always dangerous around it, and Heron too was defensive side was pretty good. Now for the Ferry, they worked hard and they worked really hard. Probably their best player I thought was Godden and probably William McAdam in the end. He did a good job, provided a bit of a presence up forward and was more than helpful. Hayden was good in the second half for Dodgers Ferry. Young, Bullock also good, and Barwin and Bennett I thought were more than useful. But they had a couple of guys out, Dodgers Ferry, and it was a hard slog up here in the Valley of Lovers. Now they're going to go through a bit of a review of the game. But anyway, we've had a wonderful afternoon. We've had the Duffettes working their socks off. We've had the by far the best looking Duffette running from end to end, trying to film some footage for Matty Smith, the Norfolk coach. We've loved coming down to the Valley of Lovers. The Dodgers Ferry players wander off the ground. Norfolk will start to sing their song as Zeke Gardam gets them going in the middle of the ground. Norfolk 99, Dodgers Ferry 51, and you've been live on Duff TV, brought to you very specially by Banjo's Bakery here in Norfolk, and the Star and Garter Hotel have helped us bring the Duff fan down from the city. We've loved every minute, and we'll be signing off here. Norfolk stay on top of the ladder. Dodgers Ferry season continues on. Southern Football League having a little bit of presence here in the Valley of Love.